What's up, everyone? What's up, everyone in the chat? If you can hear me, please go ahead and put your city that you are in right now into the chat. Let me know that you guys can hear. And I am going to come on camera in just a moment. I'm just making sure that my sound and the pictures are coming through. I see Tanga J, my moderator, is here. Thank you, Miss Tanga. All right, I see Mississippi, Cleveland. Hey, everybody. Tallahassee's here. Orange Park, Florida. New York, New Jersey, South Carolina, Chicago, Fort Worth, Texas. Okay, St. Louis, Philadelphia, Detroit, Baltimore. Awesome, ATL. Hey, everybody. Okay, the chat is up and rocking. We got 258 that are watching right now, 150 likes. If you guys could go ahead and hit the like button for me. Cincinnati. Let's see where else we're coming from. New Jersey. Hey, everybody. All right, y'all. Looks like we are ready. Go ahead, hit the like button. We have 318. Hit the like button as you come in, please. And thank you. East Orange, New Jersey. Awesome. All right, guys, let's get it started. Hey, everybody. Okay, let's make sure that the chat is going properly. Hold on one second. It looks like my camera is a little blurry, so I'm just going to get that cleaned up. Go ahead and hit the like button as you guys come in. Okay. Hey, everyone. Now we have 403, 252 likes. Go ahead and hit the like button if you are here and watching. Okay, the camera looks better. All right, you guys. Let's see. I know Tanga J is here. She is a moderator, so if you guys could be respectful of her. Let's see who else is here. I see Bridget Owens, one of my subscribers. So members are here. Bridget Owens is actually a member, my bad. And I do have the membership link pinned. I see Gail, she's a member. Okay, someone said that they can't stand Tisha, her mammy, Stormy, and Destiny. We are starting off hot. Okay, you guys. So y'all know that the actual part 2 leaked earlier this week. I think like Tuesday or Wednesday. So a lot of you may have seen it already. Some of you have not. There was only a couple of scenes in this episode that really got on my nerves. KBR said she's given the trash can emoji. So I think she's saying that it was trash. Cookie from the Shy, she's a member. Hey, Miss Cookie. Okay. So yeah, you guys, listen. Someone said, I know Wanda lied so much tonight. She absolutely did. And I expected Wanda to lie because, you know, Wanda is gutter. She does whatever. What did surprise me, though, is how all the men, well, not all the men, Maurice and Marceau in particular, they are trash. I want to thank Kay for the super sticker. Thank you so much. So I wrote notes, you guys, because there was a lot going on. But yeah, Maurice and Marceau are trash for trying to take up for Wanda and make it seem like it was no big deal. Someone said all of the Scotts are liars. They really put on a show. And for a second, I really thought, I was like, Kimmy is just sitting here watching this, because Kimmy starts making faces when she disagrees with anything that Maurice says. Um, let me see if I took a picture of her face, because I did put it up. Let's see. Cookie from the Shy. Thank you. I appreciate the super sticker, Miss Cookie. Let me show you guys this picture of her face. Okay, let's see. If y'all remember this woman's face right here, how she was holding her mouth when Maurice was like, I understand both. I remember he said, I understand both sides. I understand both Wanda and Melody. However, I blame it all on Martell, because all Martell had to do was not talk about it. Why would he talk about this? I told him that kids need to be off limits. So you're blaming Martell for the actions of a, how old is Wanda? 56? Facts. So you're blaming what Wanda said on Martell. I thought that was dirty, you guys. Let's see what you guys had to say. She's 58. Oh, someone said 80. Okay. Melody said she's 80 years old, but a lot of people are saying 50. Someone said 92 KBR. 58. Okay. So yes, I could not believe how they were running with it. Tisha ran it into the ground, right? Let me see. Someone said, Marcia said that Maurice and Marceau were trying to keep Wanda a job. Yeah, did y'all see Wanda tear up? Wanda started like, she teared up. And there was also a point, let me see if I can find that face. Hold on. Did you guys remember this scene right here where she said something that it wasn't audible to the camera, but both Tisha and Marceau had side-eyed her like, what are you doing? But yeah, when Marceau realized that he was going to have to support Tisha's mama again, he went off on Melody. Did y'all check that out? Because Melody said, Carlos said, do you think that you could forgive and keep, move forward? And Melody said, no, never. I will never move forward with this group. And Tisha and Marceau literally just had the shock look on their face. What did you expect to happen? So let's see. Cookie said he's a jerk. Are you talking about Marceau, Miss Cookie? Definitely a jerk. Definitely a jerk. Marceau flipped it to Mel. He flipped out on her. He did. As soon as she said, no, I will never forgive it, Marceau lost his mess. When have you ever taken accountability? I bet you $1,000 to a bucket of shit. You've never taken a responsibility for anything. And if you guys have been paying attention to my channel, I dropped that Melody had apologized to this girl 3 different times, okay, on the show. I've been saying that since Monday. I know that a new video was released, I think today, that was giving you guys the clips, but I did share all of that with you in my commentary, that Melody apologized to that girl from season 1 reunion all the way up to the 3rd season. She continuously apologized. And even Marceau got at her for not accepting the apology. So it was interesting how he flipped the script. Right. Let's see. Mel was always being the bigger person. She recognized, listen, she said 100 times, I was in a bad place with my marriage. I figured out that he was still sleeping around even after getting the show. I am being humiliated in public. Anyways, you guys, let's get to it. Let's get to this review. Okay. So let's start from the beginning. Where are we here? Sorry about that. So we start with Wanda. Yo, I'm sorry about this. I'm trying to look at my notes. It's not making sense right now. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, so we're going to start out with Wanda. Let me just read one more comment. I'm just putting you back up here. So Inga said that Marceau and Maurice were constantly attacking Melody throughout the reunion. I saw the clips when when Melody had apologized to Tisha more than once, but Tisha did not accept it. So we're opening the reunion opens up. We have Wanda, who is probably one of the most ignorant people I've ever seen on television. Again, for her to be 58, for her to have as many grandchildren as she has and act like she's, such a protector over her children, her adult children, by the way. It's just amazing to me that she couldn't just sit back and say, you know what, I recognize now that I was wrong. But the fact that Maurice and Marceau both tried to protect her when on the show, when she was inside Madani, y'all remember her and Maurice were like running back and forth at each other. She said, I said it. Martell needs to take a goddamn blood test for that last baby. I said it. Like, she was taking ownership of it. Now, just because they didn't play that clip, I don't know why they think that, the fans forgot, but she 100% did it. And I respect the fact that both Melody and actually Martell even stayed calm and just let them do whatever. But I don't respect the fact that Martell is still friends with them. I don't know how he allowed that to happen. Danita said that if Mel was telling the truth about Tisha's daddy being in her DMs, what does that have to do with Wanda? Tisha's a grown woman, not a child. So Wanda shouldn't have said anything about Mel's baby. The fact that she kept bringing it up because she was trying to hurt her, that's why. She knew exactly what she was doing. And only when Carlos King said, I'm really shocked that all of you on this stage right now can't take responsibility or say that this woman is wrong after everything that y'all said about Tiffany over Monster. Y'all remember that? Smart Cookie said that Martell did all of this. He did not protect her at all. I agree with you that it was Martell going after Melody that was, out of pocket. However, I will say this. You know right from wrong, and you knew better than to put a child's name in your mouth. And the fact that she did it and didn't give a damn and continued to say it over and over and over again, just like she said the thing about her cousin Bernard and him saying he had a chopper, and she was like, he never mentioned Melody's name. Yeah, you guys were talking about Melody. He mentioned it in context of everything you guys were speaking about. He didn't have to say Melody's name in order for everybody to recognize that he was talking about her, right? And I just thought that was really wild that two men on the show who watched things go out of control about this 2-year-old child at the time, and is so protective of their own, did and call Martell a friend, even though we know that's BS, did not think to say, yo, this is wrong, until Kimmy said something. And then all of a sudden, Maurice goes, I just want to say, hey, I was hoping that we could all, come together knowing that Kimmy is sick, but it looks like that's not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen after you keep dogging this woman out. And she just had this baby, by the way. That is like her last connection to, all things. Like, you have to be very conscious of that. The fact that even Tisha, why would she bring a cell phone to my mom if she didn't mean it? Girl, bye. I know they're mad at Kimmy. I said the same thing, Cookie. I literally said, if they were dogging out Kimmy before and squeezing her out of things, they're definitely going to squeeze her out, because she was the only one who stood up and said it had nothing to do with what Martell said on Dr. Heavenly's channel, and everything to do with the fact that you was online and looking for things to shoot back at her with, right? And that is facts. And even Maurice was saying, I blame Martell for saying that on the internet. Should we blame him when he was on the TV show talking about he had sex with 6 people? 6, okay? All these rumors going on around about you about, can't keep it in your pants and can't keep it at home with your wife. You want to tell that story online to the point of where people have made up another story about why Kimmy was sick. You don't think that affected her son? I mean, he got the stuff taken down. However, it still was out there and it was nasty too. And neither Melody or Martell said anything nasty about it. They didn't run with those rumors, but I don't know. I just thought that they were reaching and going over the top to make what Wanda said okay against Melody. I thought that was crazy. Uppity said the Scots honor Kiowa way more than they honor Kimmy, and Kimmy is fighting for her little life with the Scots by shrinking her good character to match their bad character. You're saying something, Uppity. I agree. I said the whole entire time, you guys, when people are going through something like that is, life or death, let's face it. I hope she comes out on the other side of this okay. But when she does, she's going to rethink a lot of things. Whether she stays in that relationship is going to be telling, because that man sat on stage again trying to protect his brother, but your husband is sitting beside you. You are sitting there, waiting for your turn. Everybody's quiet. They're talking about Marceau and a naked photo he found in his phone. To which he says, I get those every day, by the way, now. But when I first got it, that was the first time I didn't know how to respond to it. But I get those every day, is what he says now, right? And then Wanda says, well, I didn't know anything about it. And I consider him looking at pictures of naked women cheating or even lusting after another woman cheating. That's what Wanda says. And what does Kimmy's no good, rotten, trout mouth husband say? I want to put it up. Y'all tell me what he said in the chat. If you guys watched the show, tell me what he said in the chat. Let me get up to here. Lenora says, when Mel said she would never move forward with anybody on that stage, they all realized none of Mel's Huntsville contacts would do business with him. They lost again. Nope. I feel like she was saying, I don't care, which means the show could possibly go away. And I think the realization, because if you remember, Martell grabbed his eyes like, oh, what are we doing? Like he did not want to go there. But everybody's writing it up. He said, I'm guilty. Yes, Senti, he said, I'm guilty. And Kimmy was like, oh, again, I told you guys before, I always feel bad for Kimmy when she's sitting beside Maurice, because she absolutely knows what that is. So when she's sitting up there and he says, I'm guilty, like he's not mic'd up, like she's not sitting there beside him, that is dirty. She would never do that to him, you guys. She would never do that to him. It is shocking to me that Maurice is that dumb. I'm not going to lie. He's going to come out on stage talking about, I have cases all around the country. Okay, you got cases all around the country. That means that people know who you are on television too. And it just seems to me that you would conduct yourself a little differently. And by the way, I went back and listened to the show when Martell said, Kimmy said, don't talk about Maurice after 4. She didn't say AM or PM, but it's assumed PM because she was saying nothing past 4 o'clock you're allowed to talk about. So let's see. Nicole said, just disrespectful. Facts. Katina said the same thing. So disrespectful. So disrespectful. Rosa said he sure did say that. Everybody is saying disrespectful. Everybody. Let's see. Lisa Girl 1100 said you have to be certified in each state. And he's been doing this for a while. I think he was doing this prior to getting a law degree. So if that was the case, it looks like he just got the law degree and now he's still going, moving forward. But either way, you being on the reunion is a place where you're supposed to, rectify things and bring things back together. I don't know. All of the, Kimmy really tried to protect him at the beginning of the episode, and for him to just flip it on her again after talking about the apartments, after talking about the sex parties at his office, after him threatening to sue people. Why would you sit there and say, I'm guilty? After your brother just said, y'all could be mad about that one picture that I hearted, but I get those pictures every day. That was, even that, I was like, Tisha, what do you say now? Are you in his phone in the morning time? I mean, he's still letting you know that he still gets the photos. Tennessee girl said that he should have protected her from that dress. Whoo, child. Tennessee girl coming in hot with the dress comment. You guys, I don't know. I know Kimmy has the worst form, the worst strain of cancer, right? And I think when that happens, they absolutely have to do the full, that's what I believe. They have to do the full surgery. So she may be getting all of that removed. I'm sure that she could probably get implants or something, but I think right now she's just trying to love the body that she is in. Gail said that both Tisha and Kimmy know that their husbands cheated and they elected to accept them cheating. This is allegedly. It's disrespect and playing in their faces for me. How dreadful. Child, how dreadful. I agree with that 100%. How dreadful. Let's see. We got 1,186 of you guys watching and 476 likes. So please hit the like button for me. Thank you, Miss Tanga J, for helping out with the chat. I'm just going to keep calling her out because she does not know how helpful she is. Let's see what else you guys have to say. There was something else that went down during that part that I wanted to bring up for y'all. Hold on. Let's see. How did you guys feel when Maurice said that he was hoping, after literally attacking Melody and really attacking her child, that he was hoping that everybody would have a change of heart after they found out Kimmy was sick? Did y'all think that that was just, did that feel sincere? That's what I want to say. Did that feel sincere, or like once she said, listen, not only was it wrong for her to do, she never, that using Dr. Heavenly was an excuse. It was never that. She said it was never that. She was simply trying to get back at Melody with whatever she found on the internet. Do y'all think that he was being sincere? Not sincere. All About Jazzy said, no, not sincere. I didn't either. I was like, wow, not only are you dirty and saying that you were guilty looking at butts every day, but now you're going to flip this on her. And I don't know. And I know that the next part 3 is going to be her telling her side of, why she went forward. But I thought that was some mess. Okay. Candy said that hogwash, that was hogwash. That statement had nothing to do with Kimmy's situation. He was not sincere. I didn't think so either, y'all. I didn't either. And honestly, if y'all go back, if you have the time to go back and look at it, pay attention to the faces Kimmy is making. Married people know those faces when you are sitting beside someone who is really not worthy of sitting beside you. Okay. Let's see. Miss Wynn said Maurice is full of it again. It will be Mel's fault why they are not united. Maurice showed us a lot more of himself this season. The beginning of season 4 and this later part. I don't know if it's 4B or episode 5, but he did himself a disservice. He did himself a disservice siding with Wanda. He did himself a disservice siding with Destiny, who we're going to talk about too. Because she was mad at Kimmy too. But I think Kimmy was so upset with what happened earlier that she was just willing to go after Destiny too. Because by the end of it, I think, was it Marceau said, don't go after Kimmy. And Kimmy said she can't. Did y'all hear that? Whew. Kimmy was on a roll at that point. She was looking for anybody to strike. And we all remember Martell apologizing to MJ at the birthday party, right? Going over, apologizing to him. And let's see, he was he was interviewing her for a job. So the person that actually sent him the photo was someone that he said he knew. He interviewed for her for a job. And then Martell asked, did she get the job? Because y'all remember what Tisha said, right? I don't want any female assistants. I want to pick the assistant. She was adamant about that. That was right before he went to Africa. And he told her, no, I'll pick my own assistant. Now, we haven't seen the assistant, but it is a woman. And she asked to be put in on any type of phone calls to Mel. But according to Mel, that those phone numbers have been changed again. Nobody on production has her phone number right now. That's what she said. Let's see. Marsha Rouser said the change of heart came after Melody said that she would never be friends with the cast, and they realized that their money was at risk. I did see Tisha's eyes buck open. Let me see if I have a picture, because Marceau knows that he needed the money. Yes, so Tisha and Marceau actually, when she said, I will never accept it, Tisha's eyes kind of went like this. Marceau looks at Tisha, and it almost felt like he kind of said something to her, and then they both kind of side-eye Wanda at the same time. But they for sure made a face. Let's see. Right here. This is actually my thumbnail, y'all. I was like, ooh. When she said that, Tisha pursed her lips together and kind of looked off to the side. Marceau kind of, frowns, but he's hot now. They both look at Wanda, and then Marceau loses his shit, basically. So I was like, ooh, Mel just pulled the rug from under all of them. And let me see if I took the picture of Martell. I might not have taken that one. But while Tisha and Melody were going back and forth with each other, Martell actually grabs his eyes, like squeezes his nose right between his eyes. Yeah, right here. Like, what is going on? Because he realizes it's done. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't want any threats over the show. They were supposed to have squashed all of this beef. They were supposed to have squashed all of this beef, and they have not. Let's see. Felicia Frazier said, let's see. Where's Miss Felicia? She said, Marceau and Tisha were 38 hot when Melody said never. Baby, yes, for sure. I 100% agree with y'all. Y'all didn't miss a thing, okay? What did y'all think about Carlos's answer when Martell said, why didn't you protect my child the way you came after me for Marceau when Marceau went to you guys? And his answer was, I'm not a father, so I didn't know. And you talked to me about everything else, correct? So why didn't you talk to me about that? And he said, I didn't know it was a problem until both Melody and Martell came to him. I don't know if they called him or what, and said what Wanda did against their child is a no-go. So Melody and Martell actually came together to have that conversation with them, with Carlos King. So that was pretty interesting too. They were calling Carlos out too, for sure. For sure. This is Friends. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. I think it's Francos. So Francos, I agree with you 100%. They called him out, and he felt it too, because he turned his body and crossed his leg and was doing all this action. I was like, Jesus, what's going on? Okay. Keisha said, Carlos is a liar too, baby. Carlos is a liar too. Someone else said, Carlos gaslighted Martell. He doesn't watch Payback. He doesn't watch Payback, or maybe she meant want Payback. Let's see. Crystal said, CK's answer showed how messy he is. He can look at that footage and think it was great television. It says a lot for his moral compass. I'm going to say there's a couple of things that I was a little upset about with how they ran the clips. Number one, when Melody said, I was talking to your cousin, when she was referring to talking to Bernard, they should have shown that scene that she came up and said, you're the one who was talking about choppers, and he backed off. But when she did that, I believe it was Miss Wanda who came around the table, and then she got after her, right? If you guys remember it that way, tell me. If you remember it another way, tell me too. I'm going to invite you guys up in the chat in just a moment. Miami Garden Now said, Carlos does not get a pass. He should have addressed Wanda the first time she spoke on those kids. No excuse. You don't need to be a parent to know kids are off limits. I agree. The other thing that Melody said, now she said two things. If you guys followed me, you saw my that 5-question or 3-question interview that we got to do for Melody. I asked her if she saw Carlos King's review, right? And she said no, she hadn't seen it yet. And then she's made the comment, I don't think that they know everything that's going on the internet. One of the things she said on the show tonight was, you're not paying to everything that's going on the internet. Now, I don't know if that's true or false. I would think that he would pay attention to it, or some of the producers, somebody from the show has to be paying attention to it other than the people that are on the cast. You know what I'm saying? So it seemed interesting that she said you didn't pay attention to what was going on the internet, and they didn't play some of that stuff out because they definitely caught up with those Coke bottles, right? They caught up with the Coke bottles, and then they brought on the other brother to tell his story as if he needed to. So I don't know. I was a little shaky on that one. Let's see what Miss Betty Rembert had to say. She said, Tisha comes after Mel in a violent way with her words. Tisha's slip is showing big time. Tisha do have a criminal record for physically fighting, allegedly. Tisha wants to lay hands on Mel so bad, as do Wanda. Child. She probably does. But that'll be a cold day in hell, okay? It'll never happen. I want you to see what Uppity had to say about the producers. She said, the producers need to invite the millimeters to film so that we can have these conversations with her. She ain't finna have it with the rest of the cast. I agree. I think that there has to be someone who's doing a little like faster fact checking, because I thought they lost some facts during the episode that they should have played. Okay. She said, not alleged, child. Do y'all listen, I think alleged is my new word. Because when she was like, you tried to pay someone $5,000 to be on the show. And Mel said, no, I did not. Allegedly. That cracked me up. I loved it. That was my new thing. There are too many people from one family on the show, for sure. And they are all taking up for each other. And it does not matter how bad of a liar they are about it. It may be public record. It's just that I don't know anything about it because I didn't look it up. So I have to say allegedly on my channel so that I can live to see another day. Okay. Just to make sure. But I don't have any of that information on my channel. Let's see. S. McNeil said, facts, too many snots, nepotism for Carlos Queen, and Michigan connection. Okay. The Michigan connection is strong on that stage. It is strong on the stage. Let's see what else they did that I thought was pretty shisty. Who is the next person? Let me get this up here. Angie, thank you. Also known as Marceau's legs, hips, and breasts. She said they should have shown the clip where Melody has apologized in response to Marceau's accountability question. Since he was quick to get aggressive with her. Child, well, listen, have y'all seen Tisha's new dance video today? Where she said she's unbothered. She's not stressing the vibe. She did a little dance thing like Stormy did. It was corny, but she did it. Let's see what else we got here. Wanda trained Tisha on how to be a liar and a hooligan. Okay. Now, what do y'all think about, who else did I miss here? What did y'all think about this one right here? Kiki. How did y'all feel about Kiki trying to clear her name? Because at the end of the day, it felt like Kiki and Tisha, first of all, do y'all believe the picture? Do y'all believe that picture Tisha said she found in Marceau's phone was real? Or do you think that was something that they had came up with just to get it out there? Because Tisha was doing a lot of heavy breathing. Like if y'all could have seen how her breathing changed completely when she started telling the story. And I don't know if it was I'm lying breathing or if it just upset her so much that she even found it that she, started breathing heavy. And also when she said it was 14 years ago, y'all, like who remembers something like that from 14 years ago? But she said it was 14 years ago And then Kiki said, girl, no, it wasn't 14 years ago, right? She said, it was not 14 years ago. And she made it seem like it was a couple of months ago. And when I was on Facebook doing a little research, someone said that that picture actually came, I believe, earlier this year, like in March or April, that was the picture. That was what it was coming from. Sarita said that Kiki was playing both sides, and she was really trying to protect herself too. No one on this stage is going to call me a liar. So when you're called a liar, you're oh, want to fight for your, I'm telling the truth. However, last week when someone said, hey, do you remember telling me that Mel went to where to City Hall to get my criminal records? Then she said, I don't remember saying that. I just don't remember. Let's see. I'm still side eyeing Kiki. I hope she knows that teacher will never accept her like before family or not. Accept her like before family or not. I think she was saying that she just doesn't think that she will accept her like she's her family. And they said that they've always had, even though they claim to have been close, they've also had a fighting relationship. But the other thing that she said that I thought was kind of telling, Tisha was acting like she was so hurt that she was on the show. Why is Kiki on the show? And Carlos said, did you not know she was going to be on the show? And she said, no, I knew. Well, then what the hell is the problem? Because you guys did a whole tour with everybody who would ask you guys for an interview where you were talking horribly about Kiki. Before the show even aired, they were talking horribly about Kiki. And also, y'all, the other thing that I thought was uncool about Carlos is he didn't ask Kiki what it was that she was going to tell. What was the big reveal? Was it the picture? Because all of that happened at that Wanda baked potato thing, all of the banging on the table and the threatening to flip the table and throw chairs and all that mess, that didn't seem worth it, did it? I feel like we got robbed of what was supposed to happen. I don't think they did a good job. That's why I asked you guys if y'all thought that picture was real. I feel like that picture was made up because whatever was going on at that table was something else. Thank you, Willette Smith. She said that I don't trust Kiki. My opinion. Sorry, honey. You good. I don't think a lot of people felt that she was on the up and up with those scenes. Damn, why Melody didn't come back at Tisha and say you befriended Destiny. So what I did with Kiki, fair game. Yeah, I think Mel was like, you can have Destiny at that point. Remember, Kiki said that she had missed her flight and saw Tisha and Marceau at the airport. This is 1408. Wow. So what happened when she saw them at the airport? She just saw them, or were they like into it with each other or something? Let's see. Social Butterfly said, this story is very familiar. A story shared by the original. I believe that the Scotts paid her to post that story to feed the bloggers so that they can keep the convo going. So again, thank you, Social Butterfly. I said this too. I said this when the back photo came out, and then not even a week later, another photo had came out. And I said, I don't think that they are, that any of this is true right now. I think they're feeding these stories to the blog to keep something going. Because Tisha said, when Mel said, keep my name out your mouth this season, keep my name out your mouth the next time. That way y'all can have your own storyline. Find some business that y'all can get into. And Tisha said, you are always using us. How many? Put a 1 in the chat if you've heard Mel call Tisha's name. I told y'all that Mel was intentional and not saying either Tisha or Destiny's name when she did the blogger review. She barely says their names, and that's facts. So on the show, she didn't say it on first season. So if y'all recall Melody saying her Tisha's name, Tisha or Destiny, this past season, outside of addressing them when she was in their face, put a 3 in the chat. If you didn't hear, then put a 1, okay? Nope. They were gaslighting. I agree, child. They were gaslighting. Okay, let's get to this next photo and see what's going on here. Let me know if y'all thought that Martell redeemed himself, if y'all felt that he was taking up for his children when he was sitting on the stage with Carlos. He made that that interaction about him and Carlos. Do y'all think he did the right thing not addressing Wanda at all, since it was Wanda who started it? And do y'all think he did the right thing by not addressing Maurice and Marceau? Do y'all think that he should have said, I don't appreciate you guys making Wanda right, because that's not cool? Let me know what y'all think about that too. Just put it in the chat and tell me what your thoughts are. And then let me get on down to this one right here. She was crying because she said that she did not like being called ghetto. Now, again, I told you guys that I watched this woman unravel. I watched her unravel, because how many times has she called herself country, ghetto, backwoods? She calls herself a lot of things when she first came out. And I was like, why is she like shrinking right now and changing this whole narrative? Like, these were things that you called yourself, girl. It's kind of shocking that she was this sensitive. Martell is a piece of ish. He was probably emailing Carlos and getting Gator Mouth on the show. Okay. Patricia said, yes, that's how it happened. Okay. I recall it being that too. I remember her discussing herself in a way that wasn't always the best. Like, I know how to code switch when I talk, and yeah, I might talk ghetto, and this is how me and my whole family talk. But when I go into a business meeting, I'm professional. She would do that all the time. And I just thought that was a little weird. I mean, you know what? I ain't even going to say it's weird. If that was who she was and how she truly felt, then I'd just be like, girl, it is what it is, because, you can't take away her accolades at the end of the day. She is who she is, and she still made her success. But I do feel that if those things hurt you now, instead of you embracing them, I saw a video where she was like, I walk over coals. When people throw things at me, it makes me stronger. But that's not truly how you feel. So I would rather her just say what's actually accurate. Hey, everybody. I got almost 1,500 of you guys in the chat watching, only 701 likes. If you guys could hit that like button for me, I would appreciate it. Go ahead and hit it when you come in. Miss Joyce Harrison said, please interview Kiki and hear her explain herself. Half of what she is saying regarding Tisha was not aired. Oh, okay. Well, I will take your word for it, Miss Joyce. If you could, I'm going to put the link in the chat. I would love for you to come up and tell me a little bit about what she said. And then maybe I will reach out to Kiki and see what she has to say. Because, it's possible there's a lot of stuff that is said on the show that we don't always get to see, because at the end of the day, they have to edit it and, make it some sort of drama for the audience. So yeah, I would definitely like to hear your more thoughts on that from you. Pretty Eyes, Pretty A's said, Martell can't hold Carlos accountable if he's out on social media talking and trying to hurt Melody. He needs to be a great father, the great father that he speaks about, and stop using his kids. Okay. I have said this before myself. I said that I thought that Martell had put it in the atmosphere. And you guys already know that, who else? Melody also told him, yo, you actually put this information out here. It didn't just, show up. They didn't just start saying things for no reason. You were putting that mess out there. So I'm interested in seeing how that works. Let's see. Put Stormy back up here. There's another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. This was Tisha's comment. So do you guys remember Tisha saying, telling Melody, it is Melody's fault. You guys are blaming my mom, but it's not just my mom. It's also Mel, because Mel should have never brought this to the show. I want your thoughts on this, you guys. Her saying that she should have never brought it to the show. How do y'all feel about people telling others not to bring stuff to the show? Their own personal stories. Don't bring it to the show. And who in the hell is Tisha to tell this woman not to do that? That was wild to me. Because when Melody was not saying much, Tisha was smiling, gloating, poking at her. And all of a sudden, when Melody is being lifted up by the public, now all of a sudden it's, why did you bring this to the show? You're responsible. It's her damn life. She can bring whatever she chooses to the show. Tisha was really bold in saying that. It was crazy to me. And I want to say this, it almost sound like a subscriber had sent this to me the other day, and y'all can see the name on it. It's from AC. It was actually a couple of weeks ago, so some of y'all may have heard it, but it was very much along the same tone, and that is why I'm bringing it up here. But she said that OWN TV and Kingdom Reign has lied and created a narrative that is not true, lied so much that they had to address the audience by reaching out and saying on 2 different episodes that they had reached out to her, only she's saying that they didn't. So if y'all remember in season 2, I believe, when everything hits the fan, there's 2 episodes where they actually put a disclaimer up and they said that they reached out to the woman, but she never responded. So that's what she's referring to. And then she said, let's see. She said, they used me to build a woman at the same time tearing me down while they were both unfaithful to each other. So this is a lot of what Tisha was saying on the show. And then she said, they were divorcing when they got the call to come to OWN. They created a false narrative for money. This is not okay. Not once did they reach out to me. Ain't no way this is the truth, tearing me down on national TV. I'm not given the same platform to speak her truth, I guess. That's what she was trying to say. So y'all, I put that up there because Tisha's mama, Destiny, and AC have all joined in with this same BS topic. And Tisha started it during the Galentines. And I told y'all that. I was like, I don't think that Tisha knows the rabbit hole that she has slid down. Because at the end of the day, Melody and Martell were still in a relationship. That's how Sugar Mama was born. And Martell ain't never said that he felt like he was tricked or he was drugged and Melody took it from him. So I'm not sure what that is between all of them saying that nonsense or smiling and gloating when it happens. But yeah, I wanted to bring that up because I want y'all to talk to me about it when I bring you up to share. Slap Hush. We know that already because Melody told us. Facts. But I don't like that they're trying to paint this narrative that Melody and Martell, even though Melody has said, yes, we were divorcing, we were separated. She had already talked to a lawyer about it. But when they came back to the show, she was like, I thought we were back together and, doing everything that we had set out to do in our goals and dreams. It was coming to fruition. So we were back together and doing it. Mel brought her own life to the show. If Tisha doesn't like what is happening on the show, leave the show. Facts. I agree with that 100%. Keisha said, and now miraculously, Stormy and Destiny are speaking the same language with the same cadence on stage. Iconic. They are both clowns. Yeah, did you catch that? Did you catch how they were like, we were just both, caught up and basically saying the same because we're both real ones. We're both real MFs. Oh, that almost made me want to vomit, to be honest. Martell said that Mel had and that baby may not have been his. Nope. I'm not sure what you're referring to. So I'm going to take that down. I want to make sure that I don't say anything against anybody's kiddos. Martell had shared some stuff that he was not supposed to share. Melody actually had put a cease and desist on that information, and him and the other woman were talking about it, and they should not have. But I just want to make sure that we are clear. It did not have anything to do with what Wanda said. Let's see. They all should ask Carlos if they can go to the Bell Collective, or they should just leave, one or the other. And then the last person to talk about is this one right here, Destiny. So I told you guys that I think Kimmy was at her wit's end watching all the tomfoolery take place with people who she shares the same last name with. And when Destiny came up and she was smiling and giggling and talking about how hard it's been and the show's not filming certain things that she thought they should film. Kimmy said, yeah, we've all been down that road, Destiny. You still don't share your life. And it could just be that you're a very private person, but I don't like filming with you because I hate trying to drag information out of you. It's not fun for me. So yeah, what did y'all think about that? Mel was having a fifth child with Martell, and yes, and she brought that up on the show, you guys. She did bring that up on the show. Let's see what Pam Grisby has to say. Said Martell had been out cheating on Melody for years and also having babies, correct? And also using certain health services, correct? So if he was doing all of that, and it just doesn't make sense to me that he would go out there and say that mess. The show would probably be over by then. And I agree. I agree. Okay, so now I'm going to put up the invite to come up in the chat, you guys, because I want to hear what you guys have to say about everything that we just discussed. I know you guys have things to talk about. Let's get this pinned. Okay, so there you have it. It's been replaced. So if you guys would like to come into the chat and let me know what you think about tonight's reunion. This is, I guess they're calling it season 5 officially, part 2. We got one more part next week. Let me know what y'all think about this reunion, everything that we discussed. And if I missed some things, go ahead and bring that up too. Let me know what y'all think about Kiki. So I forgot your name now, but if you would come into the chat and just let me know, or come up on the panel and let me know what y'all thought about Kiki, because I want to know what else she said that I didn't get a chance to hear. But let me keep reading these. Let's see. Simone said, Destiny is blaming production for not showing her vulnerable side. Girl, isn't that something? Let's see. Destiny's makeup was giving evil witch. Whew. Tisha already knows about her husband. She just doesn't want the rest of us to know. Newsflash, child. We all know, even if at this point, with everything that happened on the stage tonight, because like I said, last season of Reunion, it was all about Melody and Martell. This season, they finally discussed some things with Marceau and Maurice, and frankly, all the men told on each other. So it is what it is. So I got a couple of people back here. You guys keep coming in, and I'm going to invite up Patricia Ellis Robin. Hey.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am truly blessed.
Okay.
And I don't usually just come up, but I usually just do my comments in the
Uh-huh.
but it was
In the
something
chat.
that really struck me tonight, is that every time something that was being revealed,
Mm-hmm.
Marceau never once opened his mouth, but until Mel made mention about the circumstances for as if she's good with the cast, and Mel say no, never.
He said,
That
yes. Do
sparked
you
the
accept the apology? And she said, no, I
no,
don't accept it. And do you think that you can move forward? She went, no, never,
never.
never, never.
That that put heat up under all of them.
They
If
felt
you
it
pay attention to all of their faces, it
for
was like,
sure.
oh my God, did what's gonna happen? Because Mel leave, they already know what time it's gonna be.
Look at these faces.
Yes.
He was rubbing his eyes like he had a headache, like, damn, am I about to lose another check? She
That's
froze
only
up. She froze up. Her eyes bucked a little bit. Her lips start piercing. He's looking like, are you? And I feel like he almost tapped her with his elbow. Like, is she serious? I
yes.
agree. I
And
agree.
that would put a spark upon all of them. Did you see Maurice's eye?
I
Did
saw
you
all
catch
of
his
them.
eye?
I saw all of them. I saw all of them, and the only person they didn't show was Wanda, and Wanda said something because both Tisha and Marceau side eyes her. Like
Yes,
Marceau goes like this, and Tisha frowns and looks down like, "Mom, like we're in trouble." That's how I got it, because Wanda just did an interview, I think maybe a week ago, where they were like, "What do you think is going to happen next on the show?" And she was like, "I hope the show stay on the air for 10 years. Like, I hope it continues." And I was like, "Girl, you can kiss that show goodbye." And if you were any kind of woman at age 58, you wouldn't have came on that stage still trying to be about it. You would have just said, "Listen, I got a chance to watch the show back, and I'm not proud of myself. That mess was horrible. I apologize."
yes.
Even if you didn't mean it, say it. But the fact that she couldn't even bring herself to say, "I thought I was talking about the kid. I thought I was talking about the baby daddy." Girl, bye. That was some
She knew
horrible
exactly
mess.
who she was talking about. I'm 68 years old, and I know a game when it's being played. And
Facts.
Wanda is trying to play games like no one is smarter than she is. But Wanda
Yes.
got to realize is this is a new century, new time, and we got some educated people, well educated people out here. So you
And
can't
Wanda
just say anything.
and Wanda ain't gonna trick nobody up with her words, no way.
No,
Okay.
at all.
She can't think her way out of a box. Even that mess. He never said your name. He just said a chopper. Melody was like, the mental capacity, I cannot. Okay. I
But what they
can't.
fail to realize is that that's a threat.
It was a threat.
That was a
It was a
threat.
threat.
They
It was a
playing
threat.
games now. I'm finna get serious with you. That was a threat. If Mel want to, she can press charges against him because he threatened her.
He did. And I think what happened was, like, both Martell and Melody came together and they went to him and said XYZ. But I shouldn't
Yeah.
say I don't think anything. I really don't know,
No, you
because
don't.
there should be more controls around some of the mess that we saw happen over the summer. Let me read Keisha Key. She said, Wanda lies and said, he said choppers, but he didn't mention Mel. She was backpedaling poorly. Similarly to how people say, well, Tory Lanez didn't say on the phone that he shot Meg. Child, you are so 100% correct. Yes, agreed. There was a lot of backpedaling. And the fact to me, and that's why I open with the fact that Maurice and Marceau was like, I see both sides. And she didn't say the child. When it wasn't it Maurice that was in Madani at the time, when
Yes.
he was going like this in his Sunday shoes, trying to keep Wanda from going out the door. And
Yes.
she said, what? And he said, what to? Or she said to him, you damn right. I said that Martell needs to get a blood test, right?
DNA test done
Facts.
on Sugar Mama because
Yep.
I
The
know the
name.
father's daddy. I know Sugar Mama's daddy, and I got his picture. And that's when Maurice says, "Don't say that."
Yep.
And that's when she say. That's when he was trying to keep her from going out the front door.
Yep.
And then that's when he say, "Come on, let's go to the back door." But he
Yep.
made mention twice.
Yep.
And that's when they should have ran that camera on
Yep.
her saying that Martell needs to get a DNA done on Sugar Mama.
Yep.
That's what they should have. They need Carlos. I know it's a low budget, you know,
Show.
you know what I'm saying,
Show.
and
Yeah,
that
a low budget show. But either
yeah,
way, we need those clips to be ran back.
we
If you
need
want
those
people
clips.
to
He needs
hold
to run
themselves
those clips.
accountable, then show because you're not going to always remember everything on stage
Right.
because you've got high emotions. You're with these people that's doing XYZ, but the people in production knows what was said. They played it and they damn sure should have ran it back. And I agree with you, Miss Patricia. I
And
have
Dana,
another
we
person
always
up.
watching it. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead. Say what you're going to
We
say.
always watching. I've been on this here ever since from day one, and we are
Mm-hmm.
watching the show as closely, and we know what's going on. They
Mm-hmm.
might be to forgot what done happened, but trust me, the viewers, we know what done happened.
Facts, facts. I have a lot of people in the back, Miss Patricia.
Thank
So if you
you.
don't mind, I'm gonna bring you down, but I appreciate you coming up.
No, no problem. I just wanted to say that you all have a blessed evening.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Hey, Miss Darlene.
Hey, DyanaRozay, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. This is my first time being on,
Welcome.
so I am so excited. But you are 100% right when you said production dropped the ball with playing
Yes.
the recaps of certain things that was
Yes.
said on tonight's reunion. Because
Yes.
when Melody, when they were when Kiki was saying when Carlos was saying that was what Marceau mentioned about Kiki a laughing matter, and when they were kind of discussing that,
Yep.
Melody said that it was a laughing matter. They should have replayed the clip when Melody was speaking to, what's her name, Stormy.
Kiki. Oh, Stormy.
Kiki, it was Kiki, I'm sorry. When Melody was speaking to Kiki, and she specifically said that they were laughing like, oh ho ho, make sure you hide your prescriptions in your cabinets. That's the
Yep.
part where Marceau was joking. So because Melody's energy was so above the BS, she just did not have the energy to bring out the smoke like how she needed to.
I
So
agree.
a lot of things kind of went, she just kind of let a lot of things fly because she just didn't have the energy to deal with people who want to be stuck talking about the same unnecessary, immature BS.
I agree.
So she definitely didn't do herself justice by mentioning what was the truth, which was when they said, "Ha ha ha! Make sure you lock up your
Your
cabinets with your
prescription meds.
prescriptions." You know.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. And then even Marceau saying, Martell, you were there. Do you remember? And Martell's like, I got to be honest. I don't remember the
Hmm.
conversation. I don't remember none of it. Like, I got my own shit going on.
Right.
I don't know what's wrong with why are you bringing me in it? But you know who was quick to defend it? He used to go out in the middle of the night and pick her up. He would have never done
Exactly. They were
anything.
trying to.
You weren't
They were
even there, huh?
Exactly. They're trying to play on the fact that Kimmy has cancer and that they all had like a serious moment on camera, empathizing and sympathizing with Kimmy, and trying to deflect and make it seem like, oh, they always take serious matters serious. As if they're
Right.
not, you know what I mean? Like they're
Right.
just all playing this game together, and it's like I'm so over it.
I
So that's what I
agree.
have to say about that. Another thing I have to say is that with Stormy,
Hmm.
Stormy is, we all know she's two-faced, right? But she
Yes.
is like, she has a borderline personality, and I don't think a lot of people notice that. She has very
Explain.
extreme highs and very extreme lows,
She
because
does.
to vacillate back and forth the way that she does, I feel as though she's not calibrated properly when it comes to assessing truthful scenarios and situations, i.e., the whole Melody breakdown with Destiny and how all of a sudden she's like so close to Destiny. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like something's not right. You know what I
And you're
mean?
right. And you know what else? And wasn't it just like the last few episodes where she said me and Destiny aren't cool like that when she was talking to Melody, right?
Exactly,
It was
exactly.
there was no when did it happen? And one of the things that I appreciated about the interview with Dustin, there was some things that I didn't like, but one of the things I appreciated about the interview with Dustin and Carlos King, if you did you get a chance to see
I
that?
did. I
Okay.
did.
Was
Hmm.
that he said the problem with Destiny and now Stormy, and he referred to them as the others, is
Hmm.
that they come in on Mel's coattails and then they flip sides so fast. It's like you've made
Exactly.
yourself. What does that say about your character when you flip
Exactly.
sides so fast?
And
And I was like, mhm,
no, go ahead. Go ahead. I was going to say something after
no.
you.
Well, yeah. And I was saying that that was one of the things that I liked. The thing that I didn't like is that he said, Marceau understood the optics of not going back and forth with a woman. And I said, I hope he had a chance to watch tonight's show
Right.
because
Right.
that is who Marceau is through and through. If he's not going back and forth with a woman, who's he going back and forth with?
Exactly. And you know who I think is the culprit behind all of that
Who?
is Martell.
Okay.
For some reason, Martell has like this, because he gets along with everyone else and he's very immature, so he has like this non-threatening, demeanor about him with the other cast members.
Hmm.
When he talks shit about Melody and says things about, oh, I told people that if you ever forgive them, that to not trust it because you want something from them. He has this perverted and polluted way of presenting Melody. And so you
So,
have people like Tisha, you have people like Destiny, and you have people like Stormy who can't compete with Mel but want to compete with Mel. So they're gonna believe what Martell says because they feel like Martell has, the front row seat to be able to say who Melody is. You know what I mean? So
so let me
I
tell you.
mhm.
Go ahead. Nope. Finish your thought.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, with Stormy and with Destiny, it's almost as if like they had silent competition with Mel, especially with Stormy. Stormy
Mm-hmm.
feels as though because she's a millionaire and because she shocked herself that she's a millionaire, which is why she acts like she has this, oh my gosh, amazing story to tell, when it's like, girl, you're not the only one who came up with the product and you're a millionaire. Like, there's so many other people that have done it. Why you act like you're just so amazing? You know what I mean? So she's just like, that's that borderline personality I'm talking about, where I
Mm,
said she has like extreme
she
highs
does
and
have
lows.
extreme highs and lows. It does appear that
Yeah,
way. I agree. I
but
was going to
she,
say this about Martell, though.
yeah,
What I noticed in these last two episodes, and you guys let me know if you feel the same way in the chat, Martell came across the men the smartest one of them. And I ended up watching season 2 again last weekend or the weekend before last. And again, he has a way of starting all of the stuff. I think I put that, someone had that comment, but he has a way of
mm-hmm,
starting it all, but he lets all the chips fall on Mel,
mm-hmm,
all of the chips. Melody wanted to move forward in season 2 with everybody. Remember, he was like, I'm not messing with the Scots. Marceau, remember she had the birthday party? He
mm-hmm,
was like, I
yep,
don't want them at my kid's birthday party.
yep,
You guys are filming. She was like, Martell, we could be cordial. Like, she was
right,
literally the one
right,
who was trying, and he was the one who flipped the script until he got divorced. And then he went to them and told them a whole bunch of stuff that
right,
they
right.
just took. Right?
Even with Tisha saying, "Oh, Melody's a devil in sheep's clothing." First of all,
Sheets.
she didn't even quote that right. It's a wolf in sheep's
Facts.
clothing. That's how you know
Facts.
when you guys say her slip is showing. She is so fuming with jealousy when it comes to Melody because she can't compare. She can't.
Facts.
So her even
Facts.
saying that, she got that from Martell. With Martell saying Melody has a dark soul, she
But
got that from
yes,
Martell. You know.
exactly. And that's why I said, when Melody said, you are a puppet master, I was like, when I watched them on stage, I was like, look at how he controls.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention. If y'all didn't see it, watch how he controls everybody. They almost try to shake him just a little bit with some of the things he said, and he would just sit back and stay quiet. But he's
Mm-hmm.
quick. He knows when to jump in and say certain things and then pull away, whether he's saying it to Tisha, whether like calling Kimmy out. When I
Yep.
remember exactly what you said, Kimmy, you said he's don't talk about him after 4. Well, if y'all had a pact, guess who
Mm-hmm.
just blew the pact, right?
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
every single time he started just a little bit of something. And then when people would go after Mel, he sat there and he smiled.
Yep. He just sits back. And
He
I
just
think,
sat
like
there
I
and
said,
smiled.
Melody was just her energy at that time, during the filming of the reunion. She was so over it. It's kind of like when you're above the mess, it's kind of like, it's almost like ridiculous to kind of roll around in the mud with people who you feel like, I'm not saying that she has the attitude where she thinks she's better than them. I'm not saying that at
Mhm.
all. But there does come a point in time when you feel, when you've graduated from the same old. And that's just the
Facts.
space that she's in, which is why she just didn't have the energy. It was almost laughable to engage in some of the foolish things that they wanted to bring up,
Right.
so
Right. I agree with you. I
I just
do. I
wish
agree
I
with
just
you.
wish that she had the guns blazing. Her memory is very sharp. She repeats things and
Very.
recall things very accurately. So I just wish that production was also able to team up with the things that she was saying to prove that what she said was true. Because
I
Martell,
agree.
not Martell, Marceau, when she was talking to Kimmy, did say, make sure she did say, he said, make sure you lock up your,
She
your
did. And to be honest, when he was doing his little interviews, he was making jokes then, which lets you know exactly how that he was doing it before. I've seen
hmm
him on Crystal XO's channel and say, "If you knew what we knew, you would have told too." Because and he was just making all kinds of
exactly,
jokes, and I was
exactly.
just like, "Then you were joking. You did
And
joke around with it."
and Kiki, when you asked the question, was she playing both sides?
Hmm.
She was definitely playing both sides, but Kiki is trying to redeem herself as well,
Okay.
because she,
Okay.
if you've seen an interview that she's done where she's talked about how she was a educator, an English teacher, a professor, or something like that, and
Mm-hmm.
she had like really big accolades that she did in her past, and
Okay.
I think her being a guest on the show didn't really highlight all of her past accomplishments. And then the
Mm-hmm.
fact that, it was centered around her talking about Tisha, and then the big secret that was later revealed about her prescription drug addiction. She
Mm-hmm.
feels as though all of the accolades that she's accomplished is not, like, people don't get to see her in that light. So
I'm gonna
on
tell
that
you.
stage, she was trying to redeem herself, which ultimately caused her to play both sides. Because
I
why was you going back to Tisha and telling Tisha conversations that you were having with Melody?
I
Like, why were
hear
you
you.
doing that? You know what I
I
mean?
hear you. I hear you. And I just want to say this one thing because it just came back to me. This is another scene that production should have played. When he said, I would have never told your secret, production should have played the part when they were at Wanda's baked potato thing. And she said, you told my secret. And he said, all of Huntsville knew
Mm,
your secret.
mm-mm.
That tells you
All
that
of
he was
Huntsville.
not trying to keep it
Mm-hmm.
to his chest, right? So yes, I understand. I appreciate you, Miss Darlene, for coming
Thank
up. I'm gonna bring up someone new, but thank you for coming on. You were great. I hope to see you the next time we go live.
I'll be back.
Okay.
All
All right.
right.
Bye-bye.
Hi, how are you this
Hey.
evening?
Great. How are you?
I'm blessed and not stressed. First of all, I wanted to say I really loved your interview with Mel. It was really great.
Oh, thank
So yeah,
you.
I'm glad you were eligible to get through. I got a couple of little tidbit points for tonight. I watched
Okay.
it really quickly. One, I don't like how they really negated the responsibility holding Miss Wanda accountable for what she's been saying. It's all over the blogs. It's all over everything. How she feel about Mel, because she said she had the picture of the guy, and she could put the
Hmm.
picture of what the guy up with Sugar Mama and
And
everything.
what else did she
So,
say? I got the picture of the guy, and she's calling her hoes, calling her
mm-hmm,
all kinds of nasty names. She been with this guy and this guy. I was just like, ooh,
yeah,
what
she
is this
said,
about?
yeah, she said a lot. So that shows you that that's not Miss Wanda talking. That's Tisha, because
Tisha, and where did Tisha get it from?
Tisha got it from Martell.
Martell and Marceau. Yep.
That's correct. So, he's frustrated because he doesn't have the financial status that he used to have. So he's back at home with his mother. So he's putting this a narrative out because he don't like it that everybody likes Mel. So they don't like Martell. Martell is the classic narcissist. Don't nobody like me. Everybody likes Mel. But one thing, another thing I can say, Carlos did a kind of a good job this year on asking really the good questions that we want answered. However, nevertheless, have you noticed when he would ask Martell certain questions? Because see, Mel's a straight shooter. He would say,
Yeah.
"Well, Mel, have you told the truth about Marceau and them?" She said, "Yes," but he never said, "Well, what is it that you have on them?" He never got really direct. Now he'll
Hmm.
say to Martell, "Well, Martell, what is it? I'm not saying nothing because they know Marceau and them have something else on Martell, so he can't go too far deep in the water.
Hmm.
He do just enough with his expressions to tell the story for us to pick up something.
Yeah. And he's point blank said, you guys have a pact with each other. You have a
Mm-hmm,
pact with each other, and you're never going to tell us all the story. And even Martell, because Martell's not that stupid. He fakes like he's naive, or he has this
mm-hmm,
boyish quality where people feel like he wants people to think they have to protect him, but really he just collects information that he uses against people.
mm-hmm. But
He's
and
a true
also this
narcissist
time,
too.
I like to see that Kimmy finally spoke up a little bit. But she spoke up at the wrong person. I think she should have did that at Maurice. Saying some
I
things
agree. She
because
she took that on off on took that
yeah,
out on
because
Destiny.
he's been like the puppet master with her. He talks and she just got to sit there and smile and, stuff. But she snapped off on Destiny, which I really thought that was kind of good in one way. And another way, I was like, yo, where's this coming from? That medication she taking making her kind of a little loopy, but she was on target though, So
she was definitely on target.
Yeah.
But when Marceau said, "Don't come after Kimmy," and Kimmy said, "Well, she can't," I was like, "Ooh,
yeah,
she's trying to buck up."
Yeah, like she said, "Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it a buck." She started to get bucked with her little port in her chest. She was like, "We can work this out," So that's the part I really liked. But the other part I didn't care for was Stormy coming on with her act when she was like, "Well, I work really hard and I'm a girl from Mississippi." Well, she needs to be on Bell Collective then. She's on the wrong show since she's originally from Mississippi. So she needs to go there. But actually, really, to tell you the truth, I just really want to see them get back to their core. Just get back to the 6. Like Destin said, the others and the mothers, they don't need to be added next season.
The others and the mothers.
Yeah.
We need to. Well, it looks like Wanda's pulled all the way off. I could see them eyes. They welled up with tears a little bit.
Yeah.
She realized, I don't think that she knew she was off the show until that moment, because when Carlos was like, "You didn't have, children are off limits.
Mm-hmm.
You should have known not to do that." I think that was the first time she had been reprimanded.
Yeah, because the first time she talked about the kid's hair.
Right. The first time she talked about the kids' hair.
That's when Martell was wanting to whoop in that parking lot.
Mm-hmm. And I think that he was like, just play it out. He was like, our policy is not to go after the children. However he said it, I was like, that's the first time she's heard it. And you could tell the way Tisha was sitting there and still trying to say, but you're blaming her. And it was both of them. Mm-hmm. It was both of them. And I was like, girl.
Take accountability for what her mother said, because one thing I can't agree with Martell, and then I'm gonna go because I know somebody else is probably waiting. I did like the one when he looked at Carlos and said, "You didn't have the same energy for my daughter as you had for what's his name?
For MJ."
Yeah, for MJ, and which is true, because they
not just MJ.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. I was going to say MJ and Monster, because at the end of the day, you were okay with the rest of the cast going after Tiffany about Monster.
Yeah, because they made her cry. But thank you so much, and keep up the good work.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Lizette. You come back, okay?
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, oops, I'm sorry about that. Maritha.
Hey. Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
I'm good. Good evening. First, going back to the first caller.
Okay.
I agree with it. I agree with what everyone has said. I agree with what you have said and what you are saying. Mm-hmm. My take is, we never saw Marceau ever come out the mill as hard as he came at the mill tonight.
Not on television, but I've seen him do it online.
Oh, okay, on television.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and the reason why I feel like he came so hard when Mel said that that they could never be friends, she don't see no way possible that they could be friends ever again. Paraphrasing, a little bit, is that hurted him, that offended him, because he know it's over. It's fine. It's over. It's overly over, and people don't understand. People were saying, well, all the stank faces Mel was given. They don't know the backstory of the stank faces, the reason why Mel was given. Something had transpired before the reunion had even started with her driver.
So what happened? Tell me what happened with that story.
The guy that she uses when she go, the car service that she used when she go to LA.
Mm-hmm. Carlos. His name is Carlos too.
Okay, Carlos. I'm assuming it's a family business or something, because him and his sister. So Mel had a car for herself and her team. And when they got to wherever they were supposed to be, I think it was, she didn't call no name, whoever the people was, but it was somebody in, wanted to use her driver. And the driver, the driver called Mel and let Mel know about it. And Mel told them no, no, told him no. So
Okay.
the driver said that after Mel told them no, that they said, "Oh, we'll pay you, we'll pay you." So he texted Mel and told Mel what they were saying, and Mel told them absolutely not, because
So
she paid them for their services, because every time she go to LA, those are the people that she uses. So
she literally got in on, I remembered her doing like a video on her IG and said, "This is the person who drives me anytime I'm
exactly.
in LA."
Exactly. So she didn't call the name of the people or the person that did it. How and those, that's what the stank face. And I don't really think it was a stank face. I think Mel is so overly over this show, overly over Carlos, way over all those other people. She's done. And people don't understand, when you are done with the situation, it's just frustrating sitting around a group of people that you have nothing in common with. You know how they feel about you, but you don't care about how they feel about you, because you know where you're going. You know where you are, and you know where you're going. And these people, not just like the other lady said, not beneath you, but they're not on my level. So as soon
Yeah,
as
when
we
she
could get
had
this,
that. hmm
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, I was going to say, just to make your point, when she was having that the 5 blogger, you know, question and answer session, she had made the comment that there was someone at OWN that she had met when they were doing their meetings, and that this person told her, "You are bigger than Huntsville. You will not be here very long." Again, she is letting her audience know she's ready to fly the coop. She's out. So yeah, she's keep putting this information out there, but I feel like she's ready to fly the coop.
And pretty soon she's gonna be, she's gonna be not even waving bye bye, just gone. She just like Kenya say, twirl in the wind. She's just gonna twirl in the wind. And
Facts.
and then I was thinking about Destiny and Stormy, when Stormy said that her and Destiny are similar, and they are, because from what I heard, that Stormy is adopted, and
Oh, is she
um,
really? That's
that's
not.
what I heard on another blog, that Stormy is adopted, and
She
Destiny
looks
said
just
she was.
like her mother. They look alike.
Yeah, they do, and Destiny was in foster care, so I can see where their insecurities are, because it's like both of them are. To me, they feel like, why am I not good enough? You know, um, and I
They
think that's
both
where.
broke down in the same kind of way too. Like Destiny seemed like, she was a person who let things kind of, I guess like roll off her sleeve kind of thing. But it was like, whoa, Destiny like took on a lot. And then I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, like she's getting divorced, maybe she's just going through a lot of emotional stuff. But then all of a sudden it was just like a complete turn, and just
But I think in Destiny, where her "I don't give a damn" attitude come from, I've seen children in foster care,
hmm
and they have that same attitude, because I have a friend that just had to go through something with a foster kid, and the little girl just had the attitude like, I mean, this lady gave this little girl the world, and this little
hmm
girl just said, "I don't give a damn, I don't care, I don't want to be here." And and I think something happened in Destiny's childhood to make her, she's not tough as she appears to be.
no.
She's not a strong person. That facade that her and Stormy have, Stormy's always cursing. See, what's in you gonna always come out. I don't care how
And
you try to camouflage it. You could put lipstick on a pig. At the end of the day, he's still gonna be a pig, gonna wallow around in the mud. And
And
that's what
one
it
of the
is.
things Yeah, I just want to say this too, because everybody keeps saying Mel turned on Stormy. One of the things that Melody kept saying to, or excuse me, Mel turned on Destiny. One of the things when we saw like the change in their friendship was in Vegas. And one of the things Melody said to her was, Destiny, why do you keep coming after everybody? You're not even built like that for real. Like, I know how sensitive you are. That's what Melody told her when they had that one-on-one. She was like, you keep taking it for Tiffany. She said, I'm not. I just know that that's not who you are. And when she kept saying that to her, I was like, that's a friend. When someone pulls you aside to say, girl, you're taking on a lot and you shouldn't be here. Like, step down just a little bit. That's what friends do. But she was not there to hear it. Okay. She was not willing to accept it.
And Stormy, and like there's like a 7/8 of a part of me want to feel just a tiny bit of me want to feel sad for Stormy, but I can't because where you are now, you didn't have to be. The feelings that you're feeling, you didn't have to have those feelings. Whatever's going on in your life from this point on until you get it better, you need to sit down and have a heart to heart. I don't know what kind of relationship her and her mom have, but you need, and by you being a businesswoman, your mom is messing your brand up. Your mom is messing your
She's
brand
doing
up.
a lot.
She's doing a lot to because if you work so hard for this brand, I will not let nothing, nobody, no mama, no daddy, no sister, no brother, no child come in and destroy anything that I have built. And
Right.
I just wouldn't do that. And when Mel said, I'm good on the apologies, she's good because she's heard them before. And Martell is always going to be a bum. He's going to always be a dusty, no good, good for nothing bum, worthless bum with a, people say he got a good body. I don't like men with all them muscles, but hey, everybody like what they like. And Kimmy, I don't even like really even saying anything about Kim, and it's not because of her illness or anything like that. She's just not worth the energy to even say anything about her and Maurice. And when I think they finally realized when Mel said the friendship is no being cordial, that's over, that's
It's
done.
over.
Yeah, and to me, everybody would, because everybody had like a shock look on their face,
They
like
did.
they saying, "Well,
I saw
you
it.
know what? She for real. This it's over. It's over." So after next season, everybody better step up their game and start branding whatever brand they got. They better start branding because Mel is out the door. Mel
I
gone.
hear you.
She's sitting there like on an episode of Steinfeld, and that said Kramer wanted to go to Hawaii. So they say, Kramer, you going to Hawaii? Kramer said, in my mind, I'm already there. Mel already gone.
Not
Mel,
Kramer.
Mel has left the building. Mel has
Child,
she has left the building. So
I hear you.
and Carlos, I think what he did is just a little bit too late now because the
Yeah.
damage has been done. It's not said it can't be repaired. It's just when
It
you
can't.
don't want to repair it
I
and you just
think
don't
that they
care
had an
no more.
opportunity, and I think that
Yeah, and they
Melody thought
blew
that
it.
that original six meeting, the dinner meeting, was a way. I think that she believed in that meeting, and then
Yeah,
when she saw that it was breaking down again, that people were online doing whatever they wanted to again, she said, "You know what? It's not worth it. I'm not going to keep putting myself out here to keep taking shots." So that's
yeah.
what I think. But I got a whole bunch of people back here, Miss
All right.
Maritha.
Thank
You've
you for
always
letting me
been
come up.
great. Okay, I appreciate you so much. Okay, so I have SW. Someone asked about the car situation again, so I'm just going to repeat this. Oops, SW, your mic is like giving a lot of feedback. Hello? The car situation was that Melody has a car service every time she is in California. And so she took this car service to where they were filming the reunion. And one of the cast members asked if they could be driven by this car service to wherever they wanted to go. And so because this car service was already paid for by mail, This guy just happened to have called her and said, is it okay for me to take this person? She didn't reveal who the person was. And she said, no, absolutely not. And then he, I guess drives off, or I don't know, maybe he's still outside in the parking lot. But then they say to him, I will pay you to take me to wherever. And then he said, well, they're now asking me if I would take them if they pay me. And she said, still no. And so he was like, no, I'm her driver. So I'm going to, pass on this fare, or, whatever happened to have been. So that was what happened. So I apologize for that. Okay. I have SW here with us, and I'm sorry for interrupting you. Let me just check my numbers real quick. We have 1,680 of you in the chat. If you guys could go ahead, hit the like button, get those numbers up, I would appreciate it. And now, please let me know what you thought of tonight's reunion.
Well, hello. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing fine.
You're fine.
I'm just going back, pick it back just a little bit more.
Okay.
The apology. I think that to be
the apology between Wanda and Mel? Okay.
Martell, I think, did the more damage. He went on Dr. Heavily. He was angry. He was upset. So he just kept on talking while thinking the long term. And Wanda, even though the Scotts, these are their friends, right? The Holts were their friends. And when you see a couple going through a divorce, and one of them going to say, he did this, she did that, and that don't give you the right to feed into their BS.
It does not. I agree with you. I said that when it first happened, I said, you don't come between people pulling sheets. You don't come between people pulling sheets, period.
Yep. And Wanda should never have repeated what they had said, what Martell said, and she old enough to know better. And Wanda should have apologized. It was interesting for the reunion 4, they all were in agreement that no turning off limits, and the Scotts should have made Wanda apologize, but Tisha, she's still in that mode. So and also I think it's wrong for Martell to also go behind Melody back, because Melody was saying, I forgive people, but then Martell sit there and say, hey, I told them you forgive them, but I told them you're a liar,
And I want to just repeat, because a lot of people have been saying something similar, that Martell had said XYZ on Heavenly's channel. Martell actually did say all of his children are his children. He said he doesn't have any questions that all of his children were his children. I think we overlook that sometimes, but that was not.
Yeah, he was applying it. Okay, because he you go back and watch the video. I remember when it first came out. I remember it was first fresh, and I knew darn well what he was doing, because he was going to divorce. He wasn't taking responsibility of the divorce. He wasn't taking responsibility. He destroyed his family. So he was going, well, I cheated. She cheated too, and I like that. We all know people getting divorced and what they would do. Okay, so but people who don't know the show, you're assuming what he said. But I knew I knew what he was thinking. So so that's why probably Wanda assuming, then half listening and hear what she want to hear.
Right.
And another one is Kiki. Now I watched Kiki in another interview, and Kiki said she did come out and said Marcel was cheating first, but on the show we watch it, she's on the show, they cut that part out, and it seemed like Tisha came out and said it first. But so she said when she did reality TV, she's been watching reality TV for a long time, but when she was on the she's on the set, she doing all this stuff here, and when she watched it back, she said, wait a minute, that's not what happened. This is not, the facial expression that happened before, all that stuff. So she said she was telling her side of the story. To her side, she said she did say it first before the other people, before Tisha did. And what she was, this how crazy some friends are. Even back in the high school days, let's go back to high school days. When you have friends and one friend might be jealous and they don't want you to be friends with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Kiki did, and that's what Destiny did. Destiny did that too when Tiffy came into the picture, and
Mm-hmm.
Tisha did that when Tisha and Melody had a fallout. Well, Tisha had a fallout and didn't want to move past it. So she told Kiki, you can't be her friend. So that what that about. It's high school stuff.
Right.
Another thing is Stormy. I saw Stormy when Stormy came on the show and she was doing interviews, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Stormy was well etiquette, she spoke clear, she explained herself and everything. It was great,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, okay, I saw how she was, we saw her on the show, how she was showing the manufacturing part of what she did, everything. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she said herself, the people who was on the show, what you see on TV is not what actually happened behind the scenes. They
Right.
would be mad on TV how they cut it, but behind the scenes they start laughing. They're back again, laughing, joking around, that kind of stuff.
Right.
So, I think Stormy took I do think her mother messed up. She shouldn't have been doing any posting
Mm-hmm.
on the sign. But I think Stormy, it could be that should be in Mississippi because she probably will fit well in the Mississippi area with the women at the other show.
On
But
the other
Stormy
show.
did her, yeah.
You have a little bit of feedback coming back on your on your side. Okay, I don't know what that is, but I do want to say that Monica McCoy said they are all haters. Team Mel is the show. Kimmy is phony, and people know it. Mel and Nicki Minaj. Mel is the Nicki Minaj of reality TV, and she has a loyal fan base. I just wanted to read that out, and thank you so much for the super chat, Miss
And
Monica McCoy.
I think the friendship, I think Melody had to be very don't get when this reunion was started, Melody was going through with Martell in August. And she got fed up with Martell back and forth. She got fed up with Tisha and Marceau making fun of them on their IG page about you get custody of the kids, I will get custody of the kids, like that kind of stuff. So I think that all that stuff came out, and she said, "Here it is. We at the reunion now. I'm coming forward with that stuff." So I
Right.
think I'm
But
glad
we're
that
going to see it. We're going to see it.
yeah,
I think they're going to close the show. So we're going to get to see what actually goes down between Melody and Martell. And that is going to be great. And y'all going to come back next week and we are going to get that done too. I'm going to drop you down just
thank
a little
you.
bit. You have a mic issue too, if you wanted to come back up just to see if you can check your mic. But I appreciate you coming on and letting us know what you think about everything. And then I'm going to get to the next one because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people back here. So we'll get through them as well. But I appreciate you. Okay.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Hello. Okay. Let me see if I pronounce your name correctly again. It's Tyrishian.
It's
No.
Trishawn.
Trishawn. Okay, child, that's easy. Let me write this down. Okay, Trishawn.
Okay, let me go through this real fast because you said you had 6 people. I like to try to come hit it and quit it. It's a new year, so I want to try to get it over with. How you doing?
Okay. I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm doing well. I want to say also, I seen you do your little interview with Mel. I said, look at a little slick journalist. I think you asked 4 questions with your little slick self. And let me also say
I would have
too.
asked more, huh?
Let me also say this too. Mel was really looking for your name, and she was smiling when she
When I came
connected
on.
with you.
Oh, okay. So I joined it right away when she first came up, but I didn't want to be the first one up.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, people aren't coming in. So I'm gonna go ahead and join so that she can, because I know she had a lot of fans back there and she was looking for YouTubers. And I was like, I'm just gonna join in real fast.
You had a
So,
lot of supporters over there too. You had a
oh,
lot of
that's
supporters.
cool.
Yeah,
I
so I was
appreciate
happy
you
for
guys
that.
so much. You guys are awesome.
Okay, so also let me just say this here. I rock with the YouTube bloggers. I don't have Instagram or anything like that. but I rock with the bloggers. Let me tell you, Carlos, I have to watch him because I love
Okay.
some of my bloggers. This is what he's doing now. He's going live after the reunion now, and I'm talking about
Oh,
soon as it goes off.
I
I say,
saw that.
yeah, I said, well, I'm gonna be looking at Dyana, and I'll watch his later.
Yeah,
So,
he's pre-taped, so you guys can catch me live and go back over there because you know I'm gonna do a review on his stuff too.
oh, good, because I'm going to
Because
watch it when I get off. When you finish,
yeah,
I'm gonna watch it.
when this finish, I want to hear what he has to say that's different from ours because he might have a different take or Dustin might have a different take. So I'm gonna do both.
I think whoever not liking this your lives too are either haters or spies. That's all I'm gonna see. Okay.
Oh, okay. I got some haters in there. That's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It is
Okay,
what it
so
is.
let me get to this right quick, right quick. So
Okay.
first of all, I never said so many shut the F ups watching the reunion before in my life. That was so disgusting. Kiki pissed me off to the highest of festivity. All the
Okay.
stars were lying. Did you see how Tisha was staring Miss Wanda? No, let me take that back. Did you see how Tisha was staring Wanda down when Carlos had asked her something? I can't remember it, but she was like staring at Wanda like you better not say nothing crazy.
They were all controlling each other with their eyes and, saying little things. And Marceau and Tisha, they'll tap each other by the elbow. Like Marceau will tap Tisha
Mm,
mostly. But yes, I did notice that. I pay close attention to body language and
that's why
to
I watch
how
it because I know
people,
you do.
yeah, I pay close attention to that. So
Okay,
for sure. Hmm.
all right. So I caught her live. I can't remember the blogger's name, and I said I wanted to do that so I can, say give the reference of where I got the information from. However, I seen a video of Wanda and Stormy's mom on the phone with somebody, and the person asked Miss Wanda, "Who do you think told the truth up there?" And Miss Wanda said Kimmy was the only one that told the truth. Felt like she was the only one that told the truth.
Well, I'll say this. She told the truth when she got mad, and she didn't get mad until her husband said that he likes to watch asses. But before that, she was lying, or she was telling a half truth. It
Right.
wasn't. It wasn't the complete truth. And then I
Okay.
think she just decided nobody's protecting me, so I'm just going to say what I want to say. And she does that. She did it on the show, like she said that to Tisha. You guys, y'all expect me to, be a Scot and
Hmm.
follow behind everything you say, but when you had Kyle over here and you let her tell her lies, nobody stood up for me.
Nobody
So
said nothing.
exactly. So she did.
Okay.
She did one of those numbers on the show. I saw it.
Okay. Last thing
Yeah.
about the reunion. That
Hmm.
picture, if I'm not mistaken, was last season.
What?
The picture of the girl in
Oh, the
Marceau.
girl with the
Right. With the
her butt.
hearts.
Okay. So
Yes.
you think
I
it's a
think that
real
was
picture. You
last
don't think it was a
season.
plant. Okay.
It probably
Even
was
if
a
it was a
plan.
fake picture, even
Right.
if it was a fake picture, what he said when she said, I found one picture in his phone and nothing else, and I do my homework, he said, that was my first time getting one of those pictures.
Hmm.
Now I get those pictures all of the time.
Right. Let me tell you
That's
something. As shady as Carlos is, he caught all that shade. He just chose which shade to address.
facts.
Okay.
Um, Marion Bell said, did you notice how Tisha was breathing? Yes, I talked about this, child. When she started talking about that picture, she started going into labor. I was like, is she okay? Is anyone gonna offer her water or something? She could not breathe, y'all.
Okay. Now this is my wrap up. I done done
Okay.
talk, I done talked about the reunion. It's 2023. At this point, I'm a mellow meter, and it's like
Uh-huh.
I'm all positive males, right? So
Uh-huh.
I want to talk about, but not give anything away for anybody who didn't see her movie Dollhouse. Have you seen it?
I have. I seen it.
I thought Melanie was funny AF. You hear
She
me?
was very funny. Yeah.
And I thought she was a natural. I thought the movie was good. It was good to me.
Yes.
Okay. As long as we agree.
I
I
agree with you
enjoyed the movie.
100%. I actually posted on my community page for people to go watch it. I support her 100%. 100%. So yeah, for sure. And it got really good reviews, and
Oh,
she had
that's
been
good.
reposting it. So yeah, it
My,
did well. It did
yes, I'm
well.
waiting to see her in a serious role, not a victim role, not yet at least, but a nice little serious detective role or something. I really thought she did a great job. I love her energy, and I'm looking forward to 2023 being her year, and we ain't got to talk about the others and the mothers or the sides and the buys. You hear me? I don't
I
want to
hear
keep
you.
talking about them. Paying
I
them
hear
dust.
you.
Let them get their own story and create their own narrative and get off of Melody's back.
I hear you. I hear you. I want to thank Angelia Henderson for the super chat. She said, "Thank you for all you do, and I appreciate you. I really miss you guys these last 2 days. So I'm happy to be back on and talking with everybody. And I got some new stuff to bring to everyone. So for sure. And thank you so much. And your name is Trishan.
Tristan. That's right.
Tristan.
That's right.
Tristan. Okay. Almost. I'll have it right the next
Almost.
time.
Okay. Thank you
Almost.
so much. I enjoyed you, and I agree with everybody. I also wanted to say that's why I didn't really say too much about the reunion, because everybody said what I was thinking.
Hmm.
So other than
Okay.
that, thank you very much, and I'll talk to you next time.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Okay. There is Tasha Rains. I did not acknowledge her as a moderator. I want to say hello to Miss Tasha Rains. And I'm going to check, but you guys, they're telling me no, that's not accurate. That's okay. Okay. Is your name pronounced Tisha?
Yep, just like the one on the show.
Just like the one on the show. Okay. This is your first time up.
So, yes, I want to say this. I'm so mad I missed your first part because I didn't know Carlos YouTube thing was pre-recorded. I thought it was like, showing live. So I went ahead and listened to
Oh,
the whole thing. So since you're gonna do a review, I'm gonna wait till you come back to do that. But I do want to say one thing about that real quick.
sure.
It had me to believe that we finna see more of Tisha Hillbilly Cousins on this show. And I'm like,
Which hillbilly cousin? Bernard?
I know. I think it's more of Kiki's sisters and them, because Dustin said that he noticed at that what did they have when Marceau blew up on Kiki, tried to stop her from saying whatever she was gonna say, and you remember
That
all the
potato
other ladies,
thing?
yes, all the other ladies was around like they knew something too. So Dustin was like, I feel like since we're gonna keep talking about it, maybe we should find out what they know, because it looked like more of the family knew some things, but they tried to stop Kiki from revealing it.
Yeah, that was what I said too. I was like, we didn't get the real, like we came to the reunion and you didn't really address what happened at that party.
Yeah, they
And
left.
it couldn't have been that picture.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
Yes. So I'm gonna wait till you do the review to come back to talk about that more.
Okay.
I hate I missed, because I don't want to say something that somebody had already said, but I do want to, the thing with Stormy though, I want to like Stormy so bad. Y'all don't understand. I really was rooting for her, but the way
Why?
her I'm gonna explain, because I thought she was like a neutral person, coming in like neutral ground, not trying to take sides, just be her own woman, because that's me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I could be around everybody that don't like each other and I have my own mind. I thought that's what Stormy was doing. But this way that her and Destiny acting like they high school BFFs or middle school BFFs is so weird to me, because they almost came to blows.
Not just blows. Somebody took a chair and was going to swing it at another person's head. That
That's
doesn't make
what,
sense. We're not friends after that
no
ever.
coming back from that. That's what I'm saying. So that's so weird to me. And I don't know. I don't even like how the entire reunion, I don't think I saw her and Mel say 2 words to each other. So was they already at that
Yeah.
point?
Was who already at the point? Melody and Marceau?
Stormy and Mel, because I don't remember seeing them even say hey to each other when she came out, or Mel even looking her way while
Yeah, they did not show anything like that. And I'm hoping that we get to see something more next week, but you're right about that. Like she came out, she sat, but there was absolutely no eye contact. And at that point, her and Destiny are really like,
in sync.
they're on the same page. You can tell they had a conversation before they sat on that stage
Yes.
to say that we cool. And I was just saying a little bit ago, I don't know if you missed it or not, but I said it's interesting because close to the last shows where Stormy and Melody meet, and she said, "How are things between you and Destiny?" She said, "Well, I ain't cool with her like that." And then she gets on stage and, like you said, high school BFFs.
Like she's like, I really like her. What did she say? She was like, I like D. Gave her a nickname and everything.
For sure. And I don't think she aggressive because if she, which is what, Mel said, you are aggressive. I don't think she's aggressive because if she's aggressive, I'm aggressive. Well, as long as both of you know, you are aggressive.
You are aggressive. I don't know, but what I do like is I can't tell from Carlos his his YouTube thing is Destiny really coming back or not. I was trying to get that, but I'm gonna let you see it and you let us know if you think that he was kind of hitting like, I don't know, I can't tell, but I just hate, let me tell you, this is what I hate. I look at comments. I hate that I do that because I'm bad. I'm in the comments hard. The Black women that considers Mel to be this evil, miserable person, I do not know what I'm missing. I know misery when I see it. Okay, you can't miss misery, and I don't get what they're seeing that I don't see.
I don't see it either. Like I said before, I know that she had to go, and like anybody who's going through something, she went through something big. She had to, figure out who to trust out of all of these people that she thought was friends, that she was trying to build relationships with, and they all turned on her. And the only person out of that group of 6 that she is, engaging and trying to be cool with right now is Kimmy. But Marceau and Tisha, no. Martell, no. Maurice, no.
And they said that we're delusional, that we don't see it. How can you not see she's nasty? She's bitter. I think if she was out there smiling and grinning with everybody, they would respect it more. I'm like, wait, and there's Black women now. We know better. Like, when you can't fake it with somebody, that don't make you miserable.
Right. I think that people are used to seeing people who break and stay broken. And because she didn't break and stay broken, it's hard for them to believe that she was able to pick herself up and keep it pushing. That's what I think.
And they're saying she's the Nene Leakes of, which I don't like how they're referencing that, because I just felt like Nene was a real one too. And people just understand that she's going to tell it like it is. She's never been caught in a lie. And I mean, and they felt like she was above the show. I don't think that was the case. And I definitely don't think Melody thinks she's above this show, or she will move on, because she has the opportunity to do so.
I'm going to say what Dustin, I'm going to actually repeat what he said last week, which is, you can't say Melody is above the show because she is the show.
Right.
Everybody on the show, they come on, they want to be her friend. And then in order to stay relevant or to stay on the show, they got to attack her. Those are the only ways to go, right? Because we didn't see any drama between Melody and Stormy. We didn't see any drama between Melody and Stormy's mama. But now we see that Stormy's mama is, at least I have seen, that she was on AC's page and telling her how much she loves her and her clothing and all these other things. And all this stuff has been uncovered about, Stormy and AC having a possible, relationship or friendship. Even if it was just an acquaintanceship, she had one where she was trying to make everybody else think, she came on right away. I don't know her, y'all. I'm going to be honest. She was, in a car outside of my warehouse.
It was
and now all of a sudden it's something else.
It was way more than that. I'm going to say this before you let me down. I know you have others. The part where Tisha said that every conversation is Tisha. I know I ain't missed not one episode. When was that? Where I missed that one at?
I didn't see it either. I asked everybody in the chat. I was like, please let me know if y'all heard or seen any of that. Mel never said that woman's name. Even when she went to the original 6 dinner, I don't think she addressed her. She, out of everybody there, she, said hello to Marceau. She didn't even, at least that's not what they showed us on camera. It did not appear like they engaged each other very much.
But I'm just like, okay, I really love this show. I watch it. And I think the only time is if she was talking about her mom. I mean, saying what her mom had said. So she might have to bring Tisha's name up in reference to that. But
right.
Tisha, like, girl.
You heard it. You heard her. Tisha, child. She wanted everybody to think every time you're on, you talk about me. And I'm like, no, she doesn't. She doesn't talk to you about you at all. In fact, At one point on the reunion stage, y'all see Mel do her infamous where when somebody says her name or talk about her, she'll turn her head like this and laugh. That's what she did to Tisha when Tisha said, "There's never been cheating in my marriage." Mel turned her whole body around to giggle. She did the same thing on the reunion, just this episode 2. I was like, child, that's your signature move. Like, I'm not trying to hear this foolishness. But yes, I heard her.
When you do when you got to check that YouTube out with him and Dustin. I like Dustin though. He
Dustin's good.
I think
I agree.
some points he might miss a little bit, but that's okay. We ain't gonna agree with what everybody say. But anyway,
That's true.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I hope you come back.
I will. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Queen.
Good evening.
This is your first time up, I know.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you this evening?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm hanging in here. Just ate. I'm so full.
Okay.
I was watching the reunion and eating.
Watching the reunion and eating. So what did you see that you want to talk about?
Oh, my goodness. Let me see if I can cover this quickly. Let's start with the delusion, shall we? Let's start there. Okay. Tisha is so delusional to me. It's baffling. It shouldn't be at this point in life. I'm older. I'm more like Tisha's mom's age, around Kimmy's age. Okay. So I'm kind of old school, new school, But
yep.
Why are we having to explain to adults that you don't say disparaging things about children, especially on that? Why do we have to explain that?
Child, everything you're saying is 100% correct, and I don't know the answer for that. But I do agree with you. Like, it's already been addressed. Moms and children are off limits unless somebody's mama is disrespectful. Melody had that conversation in season 2. And then it came up again at the end of season 2. Then it came up again. It's like they don't care. And at this point, especially Black people and our children, you got to know better. So many people attack. We already got another group of people attacking our children. We don't need to attack each other's children.
Exactly. And then that segues over into the other thing where this is, to me, borderline gang stalking a money-making male. Because I'm a millimeter. I usually don't do, following stuff like that in real life, but I am definitely a millimeter 1000 because she is such a classy, elegant woman, and you can tell the tree by the fruit it bears. And that also, I'm going to sidestep over into the classy part. When you see Mel and her mother together or separately, they're always consistent, very stoic and very diplomatic. And that forces mothers like Wanda and Stormy's mother to internalize their own ratchetry.
Right.
Yeah, and I've labeled it hood boogery. That's the term. I'm building a dictionary for dysfunction.
Right.
It's just I don't understand why it's so hard just to take notes. I'm sitting over here watching Melody, and she's inspiring me because I had to step away from a toxic connection with someone, and it just was not healthy all the way around, period. And I have adult children too. So it's just an inspiration to know that, okay, I've had to do it a couple times with family, friends, even romantic connections. I'm divorced, and I understand divorce, and I understand the high honor of marriage. And for her, like you said earlier, she didn't stay broken. And a lot of our community do that. When you make it out the hood, they want to kill you before you get past the end of the block because you're not leaving me here. How dare you have an opportunity that I did? That's what I see. It's like Mean Girl High School, like was said earlier, gang stalking, because Melody is very straight down the middle. Whenever she has to discuss some dysfunction, like with the ride, with her driver, she discussed it very, very eloquently. She didn't put anybody down. She didn't shoot shots. She just said, "This is what happened." Boom. No.
Yeah. If Melody did not, if she wasn't able to have, picked herself up, got back on her feet as quickly as possible, they all would have been haha, Kiki in her
Yes,
face, acting like everything's cool and talking about her behind her back. Oh, she should have did
absolutely.
this, she should have did that. But because she didn't do that, and because she didn't ask not one single one of them for help, it's a
Yeah.
problem for him.
And even
That's
going
pure
through
hate.
her storm, she was able to, they caught her overflow. I'm just saying, Melody came up flawlessly out the mud. Shout out to Kevin
Right,
Gates. She got it
right,
out the mud because when she knew and made her mind up, season one, it's over. She filed. She said, I need a plan B. And
right.
she put together her plan B like a G, moving in silence, didn't
And she
make a
say
peep.
all the time, I left my marriage with nothing except my children. I
Yeah,
had no businesses, everything dissolved, right?
yeah, yeah. And she totally, from bare bones, brass tacks, look at where her, I'm very proud of her. I'm very proud
Right,
to be a black woman and walk in this new year watching her.
right,
You understand? And her
right,
mothering, the way she pours into her children. These women need to get out a pen and a pad and take notes because this
right,
is, like she said, the blueprint of how you segue into letting go. This is a lesson for all black women who have struggled with that because we can always
right,
sit on the outside, looking on the outside into something, looking through the window with our hands cupped around our eyes and say, well, she should have, I would have. You don't know what you would have done in that
you're
situation
right.
until you get there,
And
right?
actually,
Even
405 Daniel said the same thing you said. She said, in all honesty, the reason I'm so invested in Melody is because of her rise and her successful win. She said that she was able to leave, but she did have a mental breakdown under pressure after leaving.
yeah.
So
And
that
she
says a
needed that
lot.
time to heal. Like she said, she did it properly, if you ask me. I didn't see everything we know. We'll never know all of the things that she went through. Never. But
Absolutely.
the way the phoenix rose, honey, the phoenix rose.
Facts.
And I'm so proud of
Facts.
her. I don't ever have to know her, meet her. I'm just very proud to say I'm a black woman watching her rise up. And a lot of times with dysfunction, we understand that
Right.
a lot of black people don't understand the word no. We don't have boundaries because we let family abuse us. Oh, I forgive you. And then it gets worse, right? Progressively snowballs into like
Because we
want
weren't
to kill
allowed
each
to say
other, right?
no. No was
You
a
want to,
bad word. Yeah.
yeah, you want to delete each other. So it's Marceau, Tish, all of them, the ones that are really coming for Mel. They
Hmm.
really don't like the fact that she said, I'm done. She got her sharpest scissors and snipped that cord, and she means it. That's it.
Right.
It's been said
Right.
earlier. And a lot of us, when we're standing out and we haven't had our plan B together, we were the grasshopper instead of the squirrel or whatever, tortoise,
Right. Right.
you know,
Right.
that's what they feel it. They feel it now. Look at, we got what, multi-million-dollar lawsuit hanging over our heads. We have bless Kimmy's heart. I admire her too. I'm a little disappointed in her character this season, but I'm very proud of
Hmm.
her fight. She kicked cancer's tail, and I'm very proud of that.
Right.
I'm a little bit shaky about Maurice because I think he's just doing this for brownie points, for the cameras and to kind of save face and, pick up the pieces of how he fumbled being a husband and a newlywed husband. Um, Same thing with Marceau. You know, Melody turns the mirror around on these narcissistic people. She forces
Right.
them to look in the mirror. And she said, nothing I've said is a lie. You just don't like the truth when it's aimed at you. I can keep
She
it
said,
real
I'm
as
not going
long
to
as it's
change
in my
it. Yep.
pocket. But
Yep.
when I get your hand out my pockets and I shut my Rolodex down, now I'm the devil. I don't owe
Right.
you anything. I owe you dust, is what I gave you. I loved how she handled herself. She
Right.
took it like a champ. Okay, and I might be
Right.
starstruck maybe, but Melody is so relatable. She's very down
Right.
to earth, and her situation resonates a lot with me because, on a teeny tiny scale, it was in the church. When I went through my divorce, it was ugly like that. And you know how church people can be. No disrespect to the Christian uh, sector, but you know how some church folks are, right? And
Right.
my ex husband held a little bit of a position, and it didn't affect me. I'm like, that don't help me. I'm just here to serve. I'm not here for a show or attention. And when we separated, a lot of his friends were upset with me like that because I said I'm done. You're not going to use me anymore, right? It's over.
Right.
We're not friends.
Right.
We never were, because if you could flip like that as soon as we're not together or we're on bad terms, then you never were my friend. And if you stuck that knife in my back, how many more will you stick in there if I let you hang around?
I
And I
hear
mean,
you.
I moved to another state, 1,000 miles away. I'm originally from Chicago, now in North Carolina. People were on my social media that I had never seen before in my life, asking me why I left, where did I go, how come I left Chicago. I understand what Melody's going through, and it's hard to bite your tongue and hold your peace and not invent curse words behind it, you know? And I use
I
humor
do.
because I understand it, but it's not funny. And I get it. She's booked and busy, unbothered, and I'm so happy that she's busy because she's showing them better than she could tell them. And silence is an answer. No answer is an
Right.
answer. And that's what's really
Right.
getting under their skin. And then these others, the stragglers, Stormy's mother, I'm so disappointed in her because she does not have a dog in this fight at all. Nor did Wanda, really.
Yeah,
But
at the end of the day, Keisha said that they are narcs and flying monkeys, okay?
right. And the gaslighting is just so transparent. It's like, Tisha, sweetie, your husband has been cheating on you. If nobody else wants to say it to her, I will. He's cheating. He's been cheating. That's why they built black, so they can cheat. Where there's smoke, there's fire. We know that.
According
If
to
you
Kimmy,
see
that's why they built black. She again just telling on herself with everything that came out.
dry
Yep.
snitching, that's what they call dry snitching. I'm like, come on now, ladies. I mean, yeah, marriage is a beautiful thing. It's supposed to be held in high honor, and it's supposed to be sacred. It's called
Right.
monogamy for a reason. You take vows
Right.
for a reason. You promise each other something so you don't break that promise, right? Loyalty is a real thing. It's a verb. It's not a decoration. It's not a tattoo.
Right.
It's a real thing. You have to live it, and I just see right
Right.
through all of it. I really do. And I'm so long-winded, but thank you. It's such a blessing to come up and meet you.
I
You're so gorgeous.
appreciate you coming up. Thank you. I appreciate you coming up, Queen, for the first time. I hope I see you again.
Yes, ma'am. And I love your hat.
Oh, thank you. I am getting some hats together for people. Actually, I was doing that these last couple of days. I was able to find our vendor. So thank you
Awesome.
so much for people who have been asking about them. So,
Yes,
all right.
the link up there. I'll support. I'm a hat girl too.
Okay. I
All
love
right.
that. Thank you.
One love,
All right.
beautiful.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Okie dokie. Let's see. We have 1462 in the chat. So go ahead and hit the like button if you will. I appreciate my moderators. And now I have Miss Nora. She has returned. How are you, Miss Nora?
I basically don't have a voice, but I'll try my best. Can you hear me good?
I can hear you great.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, listen. I won't go over. I have notes to keep myself. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry to everyone right now for what I'm about to say, but it is what it is, okay? And I have to say it. We're going to talk about ghetto. Since Carla wants to make the false argument about, oh, ratchet and ghetto being placed on black people, he does not care about that. He does not care about that. That is just an excuse because he was in the
Okay.
hot seat. So we're going to talk about ghetto as a mindset and not an environment. Okay, my auntie couldn't afford a high class neighborhood and she had to live in a rough neighborhood, but guess what? That home was beautiful. She cooked from scratch. We had 4-course meals. We had etiquette class. It is a mindset. And I'm going to say this, you can put a ghetto person in a mansion. They'll shit on the floor and not clean it up and break the lease because it stinks. I'm telling you something that is real. And these people are this, okay? these people are this, okay? They stop asking. I need everybody to stop expecting from these people to be logical, to be honorable, to be anything other than hateful. Envy is nothing to play with. I think a lot of times people play it down or they think it's just it's just an emotion you can get over. It is a spirit.
It
And
is
it
a
is a
spirit. And you know what
strong,
else? It's
yes.
groupthink because all of them are are in the same mindset, and there's only one person who has truly evolved. Everyone else is in the same
Yes.
space, and they all talk to each other about it, and they all keep hitting the same dead horse, and that person is light years away from them now, and they have not
Period.
figured it out.
And it's funny that you said that. One of my notes here, and because I had to write it down because I'm like, oh my God. I said the hate and vitriol for Mel burns through any logic that these people have, and they're so emotionally
Facts.
charged, easily triggered, that they're obsessed with destroying her because they just can't resolve with the fact that, hey, we literally could touch this woman at one point. We all were on the same level, and she's no longer on our level. What does that say about us? They can't even ask that question because
Right.
it requires that they look at themselves and address them. They can't. So it's
Right.
all narcissism and mirroring. They
Yeah.
just have to like deflect. So the other, I know I said something that I told you was Ben. I asked you to forgive me before I said the whole poop thing on the floor, but their mindsets are like that. They have done so much to one person, and then they believe that because so many people are doing it, that they must be right because all these
They
people
must be
can't be
right.
wrong. Mm-hmm.
Even though there's a real whole group of people saying you guys don't see yourselves, they're not watching the show. And
Right.
at the end of the day, and this is something that Dustin said, and he's 100% correct. You guys all remember Melody from when she was married to Martell and whatever shenanigans, and how she was expressing herself because of the crap he was bringing home. But she's not there
Mm-hmm.
anymore. She's not there
Right.
anymore. And everybody has
Right.
seen that she's not there anymore. Even he sees it. Martell actually sees she's not there anymore. He knows it. And
You're so
he
right.
can't hold on to it, and he tries to bring her back to that place. He tries to bring her back to the place. Everybody else thinks she's still in the place. She's not.
I'm gonna say this to you, and I know this is the internet, and I'm trying to keep myself safe. I already got a picture up there. I recently, I am hoarse because I just came from a mind-blowing event. Okay, and
Okay.
I can't believe it even happened, and now I am. It elevated my title. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
And I can't believe it. Well, I can guarantee you that I will have some people try and make a statement to me to make the point of, I remember when. Don't you forget where you came from. You understand? Like it is that they're doing to Mel.
For sure.
They call themselves trying to humble her as if it's their job. I have a God. Mel has a God,
For
and
sure.
they ain't it. Okay.
You heard Tisha say, I know Melody and her mother. Her mother thinks she's so religious. Like all the stuff she was saying is about a person she doesn't have access to, and she never had access to, if you want to be truthful about it. But whatever her idea is, she's never gotten it out of her head. It's so crazy.
When okay, I've never seen people can do all kinds of things. Martell, for example, the person that they refuse to leave alone and they say he's so great and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Martell has said and done some really kind of vicious things, malicious even, right?
Right.
And they can look over all of that. This is why I say it's spiritual. We keep trying to put logic to something that's purely, it is spiritual if I've ever seen it. I've never seen it like this on television. I am like, wow, the word is playing out. But anyway, it is definitely spiritual. What's happening is that they're overlooking all of the crazy, like grimy things with Martell to point out the one small, maybe nice thing about him, and ignoring all of the obvious, amazing things about Mel and honing in on one little. And that's exactly what happens when God is trying to elevate you. I want everybody on this live to hear me. You too, Dyana, because it's coming.
Okay.
Listen, your channel is growing. You're clearly a gorgeous woman. Okay. You have all of us telling you, just listen to your audience and you'll know what merchandise to put together. They're telling you, I like your earrings. I like your hats. Yes, absolutely. I have hats. Exactly. I was so happy when you said that. I basically don't have a voice, and I screamed a little bit. I did have a way when you said it. But anyway, be ready. Be ready.
I'm getting ready
for
child.
Just pray, because what's happening, what we see happening to Mel is on a much larger platform, and I know what's happening in my life. I know what's happening to me. Oh, I'm so happy the other person is coming. Girl, I'm not gonna hold you. So listen, I know what's happening. I know what's happening to me. And I know on such a small scale. So I'm staying prayed up and girded up. You just gear up for all of the blessings coming your way
Thank
and take
you.
some notes from Mel. Absolutely. Take some notes from Mel so that you can kind of keep soaring, okay? Thank
I
you.
appreciate that. Thank you. All right,
All
Miss
righty.
Nora, I know you'll be
I'm out
back
of here.
with our next one,
Okay.
but thank you.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Hey, Miss Monique. Hello.
Hey, can you hear
Hi.
me?
I can hear you now. How are you?
I'm good. I've been following you for a while and watching everything, and I really love your channel. I really
Oh,
stick
thank
with
you.
you the most. And
Oh,
I
thank
always
you.
like stand up. I was like, I'm not gonna say anything, but but I like sometimes I was like, I need to make this comment.
I'm
You know.
glad you came up. What's up?
So I feel like Carlos is not asking the right questions to the cast members.
Okay.
Like,
This sounds like a good conversation.
yes, he
What do
will
you
ask
think?
Marcel about Marceau when he
Mm-hmm.
should directly ask Marceau these questions. Why ask
Okay.
Marcel about these questions about his infidelity, his cheating, and everything? And
Mm-hmm.
Tisha is just there answering him for him. Like, girl, could you shut up? Let the man answer and tell what it is. But
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't want him to say anything because he might say something that's condescending where people is like, you see,
Right.
he's a dummy, right?
Right.
And he keeps saying, oh, Mel doesn't take any accountability. What she should take accountability for? I feel like just because her business and everything that she's doing is growing and she doesn't mess with them, so they can't use her name to people that she's partnering with so their business can grow.
Right.
They can't use Mel to say, I know Mel, we worked together, we did this together and all of this. So they don't have anyone to help them navigate where they should with their business. That's why they're failing. They don't know what to do. They need a team to like help them, you know?
Right. Right.
And for
They did a
Des,
lot of he asked questions, but there was just a lot of people jumping in to answer for them. You asked Maurice about what's going on at Maurice's business, and Kimmy answers for him. Let me keep it a buck. Why do you have to keep it a buck? It's his business. Let him finish that story. Or, whatever he asked of Martell never got answered. Ever.
yeah,
But
that's
yes.
true. Martell doesn't answer anything. He eyes around the bush. He's a kid. He
Well, he
loves
said at
playing.
the end of
Yeah.
it, I told you guys I wouldn't tell certain things, and I haven't told certain things. What he's saying is clearly certain things have happened. I'm just not going to give details. But he told on them anyway, and they
Yeah.
all sat there like stooges, which was great because I was like, if nothing happened, you would say nothing happened, and you're making it seem like something happened when it didn't. And I that's why I said Martell was 100% the puppet master these last two episodes.
Yeah, he tells them Mel business and he tells them lies so they can like do his dirty work. So he's not being blamed for every single thing. And Kimmy
Right.
is her husband's mouthpiece where she talks because she knows a lot, but she's not saying nothing.
Right.
I really think she knows more than anybody there about a lot of stuff. And
Yeah, it brings everything back up, right? Because he knows a lot of stuff, and then AC is always threatening what she knows, and people kept saying she doesn't know anything. But I think this episode we got a chance to see that he absolutely knows a lot. He absolutely pillow talked to you
his
know who.
face is so guilty. You can just see when like Carlos is asking the question, he's like, "Please don't come over here and ask me that question. I don't want to answer it,"
Exactly.
because he doesn't know how to answer. And I'm like, "What type of lawyer is he? I can't believe he's a lawyer. You should be like, your life should be like so believable, like nobody can touch you." But I
Right.
do believe something's gonna blow up about him where Kimmy can't defend him at all, and she's in such a bad health. He doesn't want it to blow up because he feels like It's either gonna make his marriage fail or it's gonna make him worse.
Yeah, and Kimmy's also in a place where she has to shed her old skin because once she gets through this health crisis, she's not going to want to feel anything that feels heavy for her because she's already experienced the heaviest thing you could possibly feel, which is, you know,
Yeah.
life or death situation. And when you come through that storm, things that feel heavy, people, jobs, whatever they are, you don't ever
Yeah,
want to deal
that's
with them.
true.
Yeah. So
I've
she
been through a lot, and I understand where, not like, my health is not that serious like Kimmy's, but it's been so a lot where if something is coming, is like, what else? Like, what else
right.
do you want from me? Type of situation. I'm going through this already. Like, why?
Exactly.
And
Exactly. And that's what I don't wish anyone any ill. Like I think Tisha and Marceau should stay married for as long as they want to be married. I don't care if they're married or divorced at this point, but I don't wish anything ill. But I see, at least I saw today on the show, I see what I don't think Maurice even
she's
sees.
not
And
ready to
that
leave
is,
yet. Tisha's
yeah,
not
I
ready
don't
to
think
leave
she's
yet.
ready to leave because
So
she's scared. But I think that once she comes through it,
yeah,
like I said, there's going to be
I
things
don't
that make her
blame
feel
her.
heavy and things that she knows she can't deal with anymore.
Because
And
people ask me why I don't leave my child's father. People don't know the relationship me and my child's father had. And we go through
mhm,
stuff and stuff. He did his stuff. I argued. I said, but one thing with me, I don't hide what he do. I say it. And I'm
mhm.
like really younger. I'm like 29. And I'm like, Tisha, please. Either you say what he does or just leave. I'm not hiding. No, I'm not like, there's this saying in Jamaica, I'm not hide no shame out of nobody eye. Like,
Mhm.
I'm not hiding for you. I'm talking my piece. If you don't like it, you shouldn't have done it in the first place.
I like women like you. Always talk, always tell, always share. Do
Yeah.
it. We are taught to stay quiet, to be ashamed, to carry whatever that is on us for until we die.
Carrying
And
pain
we
is
have to stop
very
that.
hard. And I've learned that, like, growing up, carrying pain is very hard. And I notice when I talk about my situation, it's not me like talking about my situation, but it's where people ask me and I'm telling them, and they're like, "Oh, I've been through that. That's nothing." I was like, why did you ask me then if you don't want to
Right.
know? You know?
Right.
And for Destiny, let me go a little back. You remember when Mel had the launch for her music video, and she
Mhm.
was asking Mel, I want to be part of your village. And Mel was like, you're in a situation right now. You don't need to be part. I need to be part of your village. If anything that you need, I can help you with. I have family
Mhm.
and friends that are supporting me right now, and I'm good
Mhm.
on it, right?
Mhm.
And I do believe she was using Mel where she wanted to watch the kids more so she could go back and tell Martell what's Mel doing. And I think Mel
Yeah.
peeped that. She
I do
peeped it,
too.
and she keeps telling everybody, "Oh, I know Martell way longer than Mel. Why should I stop talking to him? Then why do you need to be Mel's friend so bad? Like, close friend.
And
Why do you need Mel to tell
And
you
most
her thing?"
importantly, she lied and said that she never said that. She lied and said she never said it. She lied and said that the producers made her say it. So we all know that was just a fishy thing to say
Yeah.
after Martell had threatened Melody the way he did at the coffee shop. It was a fishy thing to say. And so absolutely, I agree with
He
you.
goes back and tell Martell every single thing about Mel. And I think Mel peeped that. That's where I kind of, people would say trauma bond, but not. But I was like, I feel for Mel, because this is where I will say stuff to like my child's father's sister, and she will go back and tell him and stuff. And I was like, you see, I ain't with that. Don't do that to me.
Mhm.
Because I do believe she could have a separate relationship with Martell and Mel. She could still be so close to Martell, but she doesn't know how to separate, where she believe, oh, Mel is going this and this, and my marriage is going that and that, but I can't rise up like Mel.
But there's
So
some pretty heavy rumors out there about Destiny right now. So we're going to see what we're going to see on the show. Melody's already accused her of calling him at 1 and 5 in the morning. So maybe it'll reveal some things, maybe not. We will see. But at this point, I don't think Destiny and Melody could be friends again,
No,
period.
she
Yeah.
because she gives off jealous vibes. On God, she does, and I
Jealous,
really
and
hate
yeah, I
that.
want your
And
entire life. Remember, she was
yeah,
like, you got Mr. Mom and all these other things. And I was like, if she said you will get your village and I will help you whenever I can, that's someone who's being a friend. You are sitting here throwing words at her like you are jealous of her life. You're jealous of what she has, and it's not right.
and what
But I
type of secret
agree.
she's holding on for Mel? Like I would have said it a long time ago, and I really wish Mel wouldn't use "I'm above all this antics." She should have just say everything that's needed to be said. I'm like, girl, please don't sit there and be trying to be above these people. I'm tired
But you
because
know what? She said it already. Everything that was coming at her on the stage was again Tisha and Marceau trying to rehash and push things back at Melody and Martell. Melody and Martell are divorced, but you heard
yeah.
Tisha, you put all his business out there. And I'm like, the two of you are sitting here having a conversation about some stuff that happened over 2 years ago, right?
And they talk
So,
about Mel all the time, especially
right.
in interviews, and I don't hear
Melody's not
Mel
falling for
speak.
that.
I don't hear
Right.
Mel speak their name. Even the other day when Mel was doing the whole live, she carefully not said anybody's name, and I'm like, good, because they're gonna say, oh, she's talking about me, so I'm gonna talk back about her. And Tisha and her mom, I just want to smack them. Like Tisha is just such a idiot. Like, girl, your mom said
Mm-hmm.
something. Please don't come. Oh, she talks about um my mother's husband. No, she didn't say it. She's like, which was true. It was in Mel's DM, and she didn't say nothing like prolong the argument any further. It didn't warn anybody to talk about anybody kids. And yes, kids are off limit. So why they're justifying it? I feel like they just didn't want Wanda to get fired and stuff
Mm-hmm.
because I see the look on her face. I see the look, you
I
know.
hear you. I want to thank Jeanette Stewart for sending out a super chat. And she said, it appears Tisha, Stormy, Destiny, and Tiffany all have the same thread. Biological mothers didn't raise them. They were raised by grandmothers or foster care. And I just wanted to say that because we had talked about that a little bit earlier. Then I also want to thank Carol Irons, excuse me, for the super chat. I appreciate you. And Monique, you gave us a lot of good information. I
Yes.
really appreciate you coming up and sharing
Thank
all
you.
of that. And I appreciate that you are a young woman of 29 years old. I want you to come back and give your opinions because we do need a lot more of the young ladies to come on and talk. To see what you guys are thinking about the show. Melody is 36, but she has an older audience and people who are just
Mel
in
has a young
awe.
audience because
She has a
like
young,
yeah,
yes, you,
especially from Jamaica. I don't know, like she do have support, and
she
people
does. I
people
think
are
her
like, oh,
demographic is
she's
between
trauma bonding.
25 and 55. I
Yeah,
think
people are
that's
like, oh, she's trauma bonding. No, it's not trauma. We've experienced stuff just like Mel, and people
yes.
just wanted her to fail, and she's not failing, and that's their issue. She's not failing.
Right. You're right.
And
You're
for
absolutely
Stormy, I
right.
don't really know about her yet, but I will like. I'm still watching. I don't really.
Yeah, you keep watching. I'm going to watch
Yeah.
too because I said a couple of videos back that she surprised me. I didn't expect her to move the way she's moving because she was always such a what you see is what you get kind of person. And it was completely different
Is
from what
Tiffany
we
gonna
heard.
be on the reunion though? I haven't seen any clips.
Um,
Anything.
I think we're gonna get a little more from the reunion, hopefully, about her and Destiny, because we only got a snippet.
Yeah.
And it looks like she has some conversation with Martell. Maybe Martell reveals that he knows her through his baby
Um,
mama. We
I
don't
don't
know.
feel like Destiny was jealous. Destiny was just taking out all her problems on Tiffany. It wasn't jealousy. It was more like, I'm gonna take all my issues on you because you come bring up something that I don't need to
Right,
hear right now type of situation,
right.
And I don't know you when you pretend like you know me personally type of stuff. So, and just because she's friends with Melanie and she kind of have a like background animosity against Mel, she's using that on
Yeah.
Tiffany.
So I'm sorry, I'm going to just correct Miss Jill Haley. I believe that if I think you guys said that Wanda was 58, so I think she would be 55. I think that they're pretty close together. Because you remember, Jill, I think Wanda said, you and I are the same age, so you and I can go toe to toe. Wanda has no idea who she be fooling with sometimes, but that was crazy. But anyway, Miss Monique, I really appreciate you coming up. I hope that you come back
Yes,
and,
I
you know,
will.
give us some more information, your thoughts around all of this. And you guys have been a great audience
Thank you
tonight.
for having me.
I appreciate it so much. Come back, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, so yeah, you guys have been great. I am going to check out. First, I want to thank Tanga and Tasha Rain for helping me out moderating the chat. You guys were awesome as usual. I want to thank everyone who donated to the channel tonight. I appreciate all of you and everyone who came up on the panel and shared their opinions about the show and gave us a little, you know, personal information about what was going on with them. I also appreciate that too, because you guys really help make the lives lively. Okay, y'all help that out. And I appreciate every single one of y'all, even if you didn't come up and talk on the panel, you shared in the chat and you watched all the way through. So thank you guys for that. And let me see how many have hit that like button. 1,200 of you guys. At one point, I think I had 1,800 of y'all here. So again, I appreciate every single one of y'all. What we are going to do next is I'm going to watch what happens with Dustin and Carlos King for this second review of his. And then, of course, I'm going to come back and to give you guys my thoughts and keep you up to date with everything else. But every single one of you guys, I appreciate y'all. Okay. So I'm going to sign off and I will catch you all on the next one.